I was like, how long could you keep it up? Damn.
I don't know. I've never held it in for that long.
TOS says I can't answer that.
But isn't it if it lasts too long to go ahead and consult your doctor, or are you one of those I'm just going to tell everybody type of guy?
Nah, I'll go to the doctor, and then the doctor's like, damn. I'm like, yep. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome to the Pickle stream. We're going to talk about pickle sandwiches.
Absolutely, because definitely Jimmy John's dropped that pickle witch, and let me tell you, look,
so good.
The issue that I had when I first got it. So
okay.
So I went ahead and ordered it. It took him a while to get it to me. I ate right outside. I unwrapped it, and I was like, something doesn't look right about this. I took a bite, and I was just like, did I accidentally order like a veggie version of this? Like, what's up? Because it was literally just the pickles, the shredded lettuce, cheese, and tomato. That's it. There was no meat. And I was like, it's like, am I tripping? Like, what's going on? Let me go on Jimmy John's website real fast. It's like, I look at the receipt. No, I ordered the Vito. I went on it's like, there's supposed to be meat in this. So I go inside and I was like, now maybe I'm just blind, or maybe I just ordered the wrong thing. But wasn't there supposed to be meat in this? And they were like, what? It's like, there's no meat in my pickle witch.
Good. How many did you get?
So I only got the one. But then, you know, after seeing the formula in which they made it, and I was a little disappointed by the size of the pickle, because I thought it was a bigger pickle.
I thought it was gonna be like,
yeah, exactly, like a proper sandwich size.
Yeah,
not you know, dinky pickle size. Now I was like, you know what, for $8, it's not so bad. So then obviously you saw my creation that I made last night.
I did. That looked better than the Jimmy John sandwich.
Oh, it was fantastic.
That looked peak. Like, I was like, all right, that's got to be what, 32 grams of protein there, like fully keto. I was like, that looks. My downside is there's 2 Jimmy Johns in all of San Diego, 2, and that's it. One all the way in the northwest by the coast, 37 miles away. The other one all the way downtown, and I'm like, this is a horrible predicament. And then they shut off. You can't get it through Uber Eats at all. You can't order from them with Grubhub, anything for. I'm like, bro, with traffic, that's like a 45-minute drive there. I'm like, for a pickle sandwich though.
Yeah, they actually shut down the second Jimmy John's that we had in my town, so there was only the one. But yeah,
once again, like that don't make it out here. They don't last because there's so much other like good food. Like, I'm not gonna lie, honestly, like I'm not gonna go to a Subway or anything like that. Like, I'm gonna go to this mom and pop like Tijuana family that has a taco shop near me and get like delicious food, big portions, like dirt cheap.
Well, even then, when it comes to like sub places, it's like we got Firehouse Subs, we got Mama Goldberg's over here. So like there's variety, but
the Jersey Mike's and stuff like that. Like, the only thing
had Jersey Mike's
from the north. Everyone Jersey Mike's is probably like the lowest of the tier. The best is in the Northeast. There's a place called D'Angelo's. That's like the best. Other than that, it's like I don't care about sandwiches. Most of the time, it's more bread than anything. The bread to like meat ratio is off.
Yeah, that's how come it's like I had to make hand shaped these burger patties had that melted cheese in there, and then just wedged it between it. So good. So good.
Y'all don't know if you're not in the Discord. Just go over to the food tab. Just look at it. Like I was looking at that, like, damn, like, do you deliver? Like free, like put that like I was like, I don't have the energy to make one.
I literally had another one like an hour before the stream because I made several of those patties. So
I thought about going and getting 2 more from Jimmy John's before the stream, but I was like, bro, that's like 35 miles round trip with traffic out here at 5 o'clock. Not gonna happen. I show up 2 hours late for the stream.
Oh. Well, Ash has no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
No, I just had pickle sandwich and pickle.
So
pickle.
Yeah,
because you made one, so you can describe the process of hollowing out a pickle, which is atrocious, by the way.
Yeah, so essentially, as opposed to having bread on the sandwiches, or in my case, also a burger, essentially you get a really long pickle, like an actual thick, long pickle. Make sure that shit thick. All right, you slice it in half. You scoop out the innards. The thing is, scooping out the innards is actually pretty easy because all you do is you make like a little V shape, and then you take a spoon in there and just like.
Now we don't waste the inside of the pickle either. Like you can make a nice sauce out of it.
I just ate that shit straight, like right away. Like as I peeled it, I was like, oh, in my mouth. And then obviously you got to get the paper towels in there, dry it off, get some of that excess. Because the thing is just like the pickle's still gonna get some juice out there anyway, even if you dry it off. Like it's still gonna have some juice up in that bitch.
I just want to let you know I'll be clipped for this. Mark does not like dry pickles.
So the thing is, it wasn't even that dry because it wasn't too long after like the padding dry.
Going from okay.
Now I will say because it has that
air drying them.
Because it has that hollow like out inside, you could stuff other shit in there just to even distribution out. In my case, I put some stuffed habaneros in there. That's what was on mine. I was just like, yes, there's enough space in here for me to throw some extra shit in there, hide them in plain sight. So yes, once again,
I see the vision. I see the vision there. That's
yep. But outside of that, Mark, how are you?
I'm hungry. Other than that, pretty good. I've been busy. Like, I haven't done shit. I'm not gonna lie. I've been playing so much Diablo 4 since the expansion dropped like 2.5 weeks ago, and then playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 because it's on Game Pass. So I've been playing that. I actually was streaming it on TikTok, and it's crazy that the analytics of one stream on TikTok was like decimated my YouTube stream analytics. Like, I was like, how is this possible? So, but I mean, that's really like Toku stuff. Like, I like Toku. Like, I'm still watching the shows. It's just there's not really much to create content on right now. That's not just reactionary.
Yeah, either reactions or review content. That's the usual thing. Yeah. I mean, there's not too much. I mean, there is another show that I do want to discuss in a little bit. Yes. But
did the second episode get a sub?
I have not seen that the second episode.
I was checking yesterday, and I feel like no one's doing it, and it's making me sad.
Yeah, I need to double check. I need to hit them up and be like, hey, what's the ETA on that second episode? Please.
Yeah, second episode's not up yet. I'm like, damn. All right.
But Ash,
how are you? Yeah, I'm good. I've been working. Busy making videos. I mean, Power Rangers Prime is coming out, so I'm getting ready for that. We found out that it's only going to be 12 issues long, which is a bit sad, but that's a year of Power Rangers content when it comes to comics plus side stuff. Apart from that, working. I tried getting on the Monster Hunter Wild beta, but I missed the opportunity, so I'm sad about that. But I've just been playing Baldur's Gate 3, Yakuza 6. New Fortnite chapters coming out. Snoop Dogg skin. That's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, just working and gaming and sleeping and eating.
Man, I haven't had any time for proper
beta. It's still on PS5, I thought, for like 3 more days.
I tried signing it up, and it said no access. It wouldn't let me.
Is it because he's Australian?
No, I'll probably play the full game when it comes out on PC and be knee-deep into that.
I'm not gonna lie, Monster Hunter is one of those games where it's like you don't even need to play the beta to know it's going to be good, and you're going to.
I know, but yeah.
Well, of course, I'm still busy with my work life and all that crap. Like I tried specifying in the beginning of my Boom Boomger video, like why I've been kind of slow at the output, and it's literally working 2 jobs and all that crap. Like plus holiday seasons, and of course my kid's older, so it's like more time being spent with that kind of crap. And I like how even though I said all that, I still got a comment saying, "But where's that Gavu review though?" Like it's like, damn, did you not watch the beginning? Okay, cool. The thing is, the original plan was getting out the Boom Boomger catch up and then moving on to Gavu, but I didn't expect that catch up video to take me 2 days to edit. And then after I edited that, I was like, I'm burnt. I'm burnt out again. Like spending literally the first day I made the video and I was up editing until 5 a.m., slept for like 3 hours, woke up, worked my second job, got home, started editing, didn't get done editing until like right before the video went live past, what was it, midnight, 1 a.m.? I don't know, but I was definitely dedicated to finishing up some Beetleborgs on Twitch. So after that, I streamed Beetleborgs 3 episodes until like 2:30 in the morning and then got my ass to bed. With tomorrow being finally the final stream of Beetleborgs on Twitch. Finally, of course, since I killed off Samurai a couple weeks back. And now we've just been hammering through some Beetleborgs. So, yeah, outside of that, yeah, slowly working on this guy.
Nice.
I was talking to a specific 3D printer and this and that because I've been using TikTok more for reactionary clips to bring people over to YouTube. And I was talking about Gavu's big punchy hard candy form or whatever, the Garukin one. And I was like, I want this 3D printed and made. And then I was approached by someone we all know, Stickosaurus. He's like, well, what do you want made? I'm like, the whole thing. Like, what do you mean? What specific part? Like, we got 2 years to Power Morphicon. I got time.
Yeah, that's gonna take a while. Like even like this, it's like I haven't 3D printed anything in like a couple days just because what I'm printing now has like it's the leg portions of it, but since the leg is a very long piece, I've had to slice it, but I'm trying to slice the 3D model to the point that it's good when I'm gluing it back together and doesn't look atrocious. But all the prints keep failing, so I keep having to re-slice, re-change the 3D model.
Is it like humidity or anything? Like weather related?
No.
Like not.
It's literally just the shape of the model because I've even gotten an enclosure for the 3D printer now and all that stuff. Like, yeah, it's still failing. It's literally just because of the shape of it. Especially since I'm using PETG filament, so it doesn't use the same supports as standard PLA. But the thing about PETG filament is that it's much more durable. It can take a beating. It's not gonna. It doesn't deteriorate.
Easier to modify the shape and cut it out of it then, like sand it down or cut it just to. No.
This is FFVII's SIC. It's got the most complex fucking design out there.
That's
everything's
like,
so goddamn intricate.
You might as well just do Blade King form then. I don't know what else to tell you.
Look, I literally just need the legs. And the most of it is done.
Late. Start over. Start over is too late.
Oh yeah, right.
Do the sick Liangle one. No, that one would be so much freaking 3D printing for that thing. Dude, the sick forms are great. Like I was at Book Off and I saw some of the Wizard sick figures in stock, and I was like, man, I forgot how good that lineup is. When I wish they did more consistently with that figure line.
It's like, look, I may not care for Forze, but that SIC,
the statue one.
That's one of the best ones.
I had that and the Ghost one on display up there for a while, and then I took them both and put them back in the box because I was like, these were like $100 each. I don't want them to get like ruined and dusty.
Got to see some more SIC lines. We need to see like some remakes of some SICs because there are some early SICs that definitely need to get remade with some better visuals. So
I'd like them to go back and do some Showa stuff too. Like I know they did a lot of Heisei stuff. I'd like to see some Showa, maybe some Reiwa 6 stuff too. Because I've seen some Geats one. I think like the Boost Mark 9 one, and I was like, oh, I don't know if that's an official release or a mock-up someone did, but I'm like, that looks pretty cool.
There is a because when I was looking up at different 3D models and stuff like that for printing, I did see that someone had molded a SIC Zet Cross head at least. Let me see if I can find it real fast so I can share it. And it is sexy. I like the way this looks. There it is. Let's see here. Share screen. This.
Ooh,
That
looks nice.
I like that. I would.
I'm just like, let me see that whole body.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, that looks good. Like I would need the whole thing though.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, I need to see this whole thing, and that would be my next 3D print after I get done with this, because I just really like the look of this upper half of it. Like it's good.
Especially where the mouse part is, where it's like not just smooth like this. You kind of it goes like a step in more and more. That's
yep.
I like that. That's actually really sick. No pun intended.
See, good stuff. We need more of that.
Yeah. That gets me more excited than like regular Kamen Rider form stuff. I'm like, oh, new 6 stuff. Like, oh, so good.
It's like, yeah, don't overly complicate things. Just make it look like really cool but organic. Like, yeah, that's where it's at. I don't know if there's any other SIC things in terms of.
I've seen someone do the. I don't know if it's on that site, but I've seen people with the Kuga one, and I was like, I never really liked the Kuga.
I see this one.
Yeah, I always felt like that one was just like a zombie form of like Agito and Kuga, and I was like, don't like those.
It's like, go ahead and get that thing printed out. But I'm not a fan of this particular. Oh, I see. They've got a 3D printout of it here.
It kind of looks better not painted as just a primer color. It looks better.
It looks like a proper villain at that point. It looks like an orphanaut.
Yeah.
All right. So in terms of stuff going on this week, well, obviously, for the folks that don't know, it's like Superhero Time is taking a break this upcoming weekend, which is great for me because that means I can finally catch up with some shit in terms of making content. Because it's a lot. I thought we were gonna get a break like way back when for baseball, but we didn't. We didn't get even a break during Olympics. None of that. So it's just like the pylon on pylon and all that. But in terms of all that, before getting into the proper Superhero Time, I do gotta say, even though like episode 2 is not out yet, still keeping an eye out on the subs. There is definitely new Toku that's available with Wingman.
I have not seen it, but I've heard lots of things. People talking about this.
So I streamed it on Twitch 2 weeks ago because the first episode ended up dropping a week ahead of time. So, so we streamed it on Twitch. It was my first time watching it, and I went into it completely like blind, and I ended up loving that. Out of everything that we watched that night, that episode of Wingman, the first episode, that is a good show. Yeah, because essentially, so it's kind of like a parody in a way, because the main character happens to be a big fan of tokusatsu, and they name drop a lot of Toku, like proper Toku. It's not like tokusatsu Gaga where they got to make like passing references, but it's to nothing that's real. While here they're legit just name dropping like Sentai and Metal Heroes and shit like that, and like main character's room is decked out with all kinds of eye candy to the point that you're just like, I had to freeze frame on multiple shots because of all the toys, the posters that he had rocking in there. Like, it was great. It was fantastic. Like the amount
house, that's going to be my stream room. That's how like, the stream room's going to be set up one day. Just that mixed with like George's like Kamen Rider collection. I was like, it's a good little
so essentially, So main character is played by Ichigo's son, the Nepo baby that we saw be, Maito Fujioka. So he's the one that's playing the main character. He's a high schooler who still loves himself some tokusatsu and created his own OG Toku hero called Wingman. When suddenly he finds a random girl passed out And it turns out he takes her back to his place, and she's got some journal where apparently anything that he writes into it will come to life. In which case, he creates Wingman for real, for real.
Oh, okay.
So yes, it is one of those like taking the concept of fantasy and making it into reality. But this is based off of a 1980s manga and anime as well. So expect love triangles, thruples going on, all that kind of fan wank.
I'll have to check it out.
But this is going to be a 10 episode series. Once again, episode 1 is available if you know how to acquire your tokusatsu, or you can catch the VOD from when I was streaming it on Twitch 2 weeks ago. But episode 2, even though the raws are out for it, it has not been subbed yet. So here's hoping that they are subbed by Sunday stream.
But episode 1 isn't subbed yet, or episode?
No, episode 1 is. Episode 2 is not.
Episode 1 is.
Yeah, because the episodes actually drop on Tuesdays. So I was thinking it's like, okay, Tuesday, that's more than enough time for them to drop the subs for this one. Nope. Nothing yet. So,
nope.
But yes, Wingman, highly recommend that people check it out if you just want to change up a little bit of your Toku flavor profile in terms of what you've been consuming recently, because it's a nice breath of fresh air while also leaning into, like, if you are already a big nerd when it comes to like Toku shit in general, even if you don't get all of the references that they've got, you'll at least know half the shit that they're showing you, even if you can't name the names. But it's
that looks familiar.
Yep.
Like, what's that up? I hope we get back to it. Was what, like 3 years ago, or like just under 4 years ago, where it's like we had, Kamen Rider, we had Ultraman, Super Sentai, and stuff like that. But then we had High School Heroes, Dogengers, Para Hero, Gundine. We had all these indie stuff all within like the same 6 months at a time, and it was just like, look at all the options we have. And then it's like that kind of died off and fizzled out.
Yep.
No one, even Dogengers was still going. No one was really talking about it. High School Heroes was great. I'm still hoping would have got a second season of that. But it's like now with like Wingman, I'm kind of like, okay, what else, can we get some more indie Toku coming out? Because we also have new Armor Hero coming out and stuff. I'm like, this is going into like, we might have a resurgence where it's like we have more to talk about than just the big three.
Mm-hmm. Which is nice. I just wish that a lot of these shows wouldn't end up running into like this short format, because that's the thing. It's like, yes, this is going to be a 10 episode thing. And we get spoiled by some of these shows. Obviously, like our usual entries tend to for a whole year, so we've got shit to talk about consistently. Luckily, this kind of comes in a way that we had Garo in the beginning of the year. Garo like finished like a couple of weeks later was when we got Arc. Still going through Arc right now. We're entering the second half of Arc now.
I need to catch up on Arc.
I'm so behind on Arc. I watched like the first.
I only watched the first episode. I never continued after that, and it's got a dub and everything for me.
It's crazy how I'm still keeping up with Arc, and Mark's not.
Mark's the Ultraman guy.
I mean, I got my own out. I don't got time. Okay, like
no, I get that.
Some pickle sandwiches on me. Like
with all those games you're playing, it's like, damn. It's like I barely got time to squeeze in like an Among Us match with the Discord server. Yeah, you're doing everything else.
You play video games with other people. I play with myself. Yeah, no, it still counts.
I mean, I usually partake in the solo gameplay, but sometimes it's just like I want to be social.
Yeah, I don't. Doesn't make being social.
Maybe I want to like penalize a couple people on my server for taking advantage of the fact that I was AFK and starting the game without me and then killing me on the spot. Huh? Like, exactly. Tell them it's like, hey, don't start yet. I'm going to go grab me a quick snack. I come back. They started the game, killed me.
I mean,
gave them all level 3 infractions.
No, it's one of those, like, I don't know. I just Arc. It's like, Ultraman for me, like, I like binging it. Like, when Mill Creek was putting out all those Blu-rays constantly during a pandemic, I was like, yo, I'm a binge. Because Ultraman's such a short, like, series, usually is 24, 25 episodes. It's like I can sit back and just in a weekend binge a whole show. And I kind of like that more than, because I don't feel like I miss out on anything not watching it week to week, like Kamen Rider or Super Sentai, when they're like 48 to 50 episodes, whereas 24, 25 episodes, all right, I'll wait till it's done. I can watch that whole entire thing. Plus, I don't have to worry about spoilers. No one talks about Ultraman. Like,
No.
I'm sorry, no, on social media, no one talks about it. They'll talk about it when the toys or forms come out, or how Ultraman's at Comic-Con and San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con, all these other ones, but I really don't see anyone talking about Ultraman.
Well, also, isn't this latest episode? I didn't see the preview last week because last week's episode was a recap episode, but I believe I was told that we've got Arc and Blazar crossover. Well, honestly, I'm just
going to keep up with any of that stuff. I don't.
But at least quickly moving on to Gavu, because we got some shit that definitely popped up within the last 48 hours or so when it comes to forms and stuff. But in terms of the show, I will see that I feel that it's starting to like hit its stride now, because we are getting 2-episode arcs. Like the previous like set of episodes was 2 episodes, and then this one that we're currently in is another 2-episode thing, which I'm just finding to be okay. It's not hitting the peaks that it was before. It is starting to like find the level of normalcy. But I mean, it's still enjoyable. How are you guys feeling now that it looks like we are going into like a normal set of episodes for Gavu now, with 1 2-parter out the way and then another 2-parter currently going in the way? Is this what we're going to keep going?
We'll see. Yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I mean, if it's doing like 2 parts back in the day, then it'd be like early Heisei, like Heisei, what, like Deno, how that had 2 parters every episode, if I remember correctly when I was watching it.
That was mostly Deno, but most of the Heisei 1 shows didn't follow that format. It started becoming more mainstay with Decade, and then pretty much all of Heisei 2 was 2-parter arcs most of the way through.
That's why when I saw the title of the stream, I was like, Gavu's starting to settle. I was like, I don't think it's starting to settle. I think it's just it can't, like, one of the things I point out in my review is I like that obviously we're not getting a new form every episode, like Gotchard and throwaway.
That is good.
And I think for the story standpoint, it's like I feel like they had to kind of pump the brakes. You can't go 100 the whole time. And now it's like, all right, give me some more mystery to things. I'm hoping this whole dynamic between Hanto and Joma kind of like continues more, where it's like they don't know about each other, but they're interacting both in civilian forms and Kamen Rider forms. And I do like that little like mental space they go into when they talk, especially when they let the intrusive thoughts out, and they both were kind of talking shit about Sachika at the end, and she heard them. I like all that stuff. So I like her. I need some more fights with her. We know my thoughts.
But also, Chad, it is officially November 1st, so it's not November, so y'all better watch out.
Too late. They're lucky they took a break this weekend. I lose. It's like the Seinfeld episode of The Bet. I just walk in the same moment. I'm like, I'm out.
What? I'm out of the contest. It was that girl from across the street.
It's fall. Strong breeze hits me. I'm like, I'm out. I'm done.
No, but it's like, it's not to say that Gavu's not good. It's still great. It's just like, obviously we were eating so good for like a whole 2 months. And now it's like, okay, now we're starting to settle a little bit, like in terms of like.
I feel like we're still eating good though. Honestly, I feel like it's still one of the things now. It's like it all depends on what this part 2 of this other one. Like having a week off on a 2-part episode, horrible for the momentum.
Well, I think since obviously this show's been in production much longer, they probably didn't account for the fact that they were going to have this break, as opposed to Boom Boomger having a much tighter production. They accounted for it because clearly, the final lap starts after this break. So they got their timing on point. But Gavu, they were like, we don't know what the fuck the schedule is going to end up being. And then it's just like, what? It's like all they knew was that, the last episode was going to land sometime in Halloween, like near Halloween. So they have to squeeze out that Halloween episode.
Yeah. And I appreciate that, because I was like, Halloween's coming up. Like, there's going to be so much candy. And it's like, hey, he's got a basket full of candy. Like, that's a lot of forms and upgrades and power-ups that can last him a bit for a good month or two going into the holiday Christmas time. My thing is just like, depending on how the part 2 goes, it's really just what they're going to focus on now, like more time on, because we have everything was stomach ink, and they're infighting and everything. So it's like kind of like, all right, depending on how they pace it and what they focus on, I feel like we could still be eating good for a while. It's just if they cut certain things short, it's like I still think Hanto and Shoma should not know about that they're each Kamen Riders yet for at least a good handful of more episodes. Have some slip ups where they almost get caught, but if they do the whole we're both Kamen Riders now we're best friends thing like within the next 2 episodes, I'll be like, all right, now they're rushing shit.
Yeah, no, I want there to be some tension between the two in terms of like when they find out about each other.
Yeah,
like either by them finding out something about Shoma without him becoming Gavu or something like that, just to start laying that seeds of doubt.
I also thought it'd be funny if Sajika finds out about both of them but doesn't tell each of them. So then the whole entire time she knows.
Like trying to keep the secret.
Yeah.
And then we get her inner monologue.
But they don't know she knows. So it's kind of like she's figured it out and she's just like back, okay. Like there's so many different ways of how they could do it. It's just, I don't know. Right now, I think there's a good balance in the show. And I don't want that to be ruined.
I will say, since obviously we didn't have a stream last week, but the 2-parter from before where I thought that there might, and obviously since I haven't cut a review yet regarding it, how they tried setting up potentially something being there for Sajika, and all we really got was just the fact that, she kind of had her life handed to her, and she was trying to relate to folks. She was trying to relate to folks that she had no relation to. And it's just like, so you're just a Karen after 2016 that tried changing and playing the card of like, nah, I'm gonna put myself in your shoes, I think. That type of thing. And I was like, no, I can't. I didn't like that. That was a little bit of a disappointment on that front. This latest episode, though, enjoyable. Though Hanto being a creep was hilarious.
I found everything about that episode hilarious.
Yes.
Everything. Him following the girl or running. And I'm like, there's just no... I was just dying laughing. I was like, I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm gonna laugh a lot at this.
Oh, no, it was definitely a lot more enjoyable. I enjoyed that latest episode more than the previous 2-parter that we got. So... just because the antics were hilarious. But also like the episode before it had all the brown and white paint splatter combinations.
Listen, no one had to suffer the poop jokes. Those were not jokes to suffer through. That was done better in this show than it was with Revice popping up in Saber or anything else. That was tasteful poop jokes.
But the monster was dyed yellow. You had all of the symbolism there. The brown, the yellow, the white is all there.
Listen, I'm just saying, specifically with the dance instructor being a creeper and Hanto stopping him, I thought that was the greatest way to do a poop joke. I laughed.
For this latest episode. I'm talking about the episode before this one.
Well, I'm talking about like because people say we're poop jokes.
Boys.
The chocolate. Listen, we knew this was going to happen the second Gavu got his chocolate form. And we saw the way the bullets were exploding. We knew this was going to happen anytime.
The thing is just like the white chocolate. It was just like, I was like, no, y'all are going to go. And they went there, and they completely went there.
I had to edit out some stuff from my review because I don't know why every time Valen does his finisher. By the way, in that fight, he was just spamming finishers, by the way. Okay?
Yeah,
he's like those Dragon Ball Sparking Zero players who keep freaking just keying up and using command waves over and over again. He was just spamming it. But every time, I knew I was going to get a strike or like a claim for it because every time he does his finisher, I just think of Chef's chocolate salty balls from South Park. That's all I think about is some salty chocolate balls.
Yes.
And that's gonna be clipped, and I'm not. It's whatever, but it's like I still like that he's an inexperienced fighter, which is another thing that I'm like liking about the show. Is he still kind of sucks at fighting. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's just like thuggish when it comes to his fighting. It's like there's no real style. It's just some brawl in here, and that's
also,
it.
I like that it's like that was probably the I even talked about it. I think from a minute's total cumulative in an episode, that is the most action and fighting we've had in an episode so far, and that was what 8 episodes in. I was like, I'm okay with that. That's that was pertinent to this episode to have that much fighting, and I was like, I still like that. I don't know. It's still a breath of fresh air watching.
I don't know. The first episode of Gavu was like half action and half plot. So,
but I can't count the first episode because that's gotta hook you in. That's gotta be the one that's like, hey, keep watching, because the previous years, the first episode usually is very action heavy and good.
I mean, not Gotchards, but yeah.
Listen, I know. I'm aware. I have 2 binders full of cards to prove that.
With more on the way.
I financially kept that show full. I paid for the production value of that show.
So yeah, we got some new forms. Well, one of them is holiday themed completely because of course we got the Christmas, so we got them roll cakes.
I heard that's a bonus, a pre-order bonus for something, and not on its own. Because I didn't look into it, but someone on X said it was like a pre-order bonus, and I'm like, I hate when that happens.
Look, the fact that they actually made forms attributed for something that this makes me think that we're probably going to see this in the show. We normally don't see these in the show.
No, I don't think, because Geets didn't have one.
No.
Yeah,
they always make some sort of Christmas gimmick, but they don't.
It's never in the show, yeah.
But I'm like, they gave them actual forms, which makes me think this is probably going to either be in the show or it's going to be part of like their hyper battle video or something.
Did we even get a hyper battle for freaking Gotchard?
Yeah.
Because usually hyper battle, because I only know because hyper battles usually come when you get the DVD in the last couple of years, they'll come with a Soto figure, and as we know, I collect those, and I was like, it shows how much I paid attention to that.
Because most of these shows have been doing 2 hyper battle videos, because I believe Geets had 2 and Revice had 2.
Well, Geets had the one hyper battle, then they did the one that was the crossover Ryuki style one, and I don't really count. I don't know if I count it as a hyper battle.
It was apparently a Rine Hotaro body swap.
Oh, that sounds stupid. I'm glad I didn't know about that.
Terrible.
That sounds so bad. Oh, Gotchard, the gift that keeps on shitting.
Mm-hmm.
I like that gimmick though. The Gochizos are amazing. I obviously have my display, and the next wave comes out not this weekend, but the following weekend, and I'm gonna get these too because these are really cool and they display really nicely. And they're a little gift. So for once, the holiday one isn't something like, because wasn't one like they're usually like Christmas wreaths, and they're like cake top because you get them with like the cake topper stuff. So I like that it's actually a present for once and not something that's like a Christmas decoration themed, because we had the bell with the wreath. We had that was for Geets. I don't know what Revice had.
No, what's funny is for
stamp with the bell on it.
For Valen's form, it's literally the same as Gavu over here when it comes to chest and shoulders. Yeah. They just palette swapped it.
Swap it out. I forgot what those things are. That's like one of those like Swiss Miss cakes, isn't it? Like those.
Yeah, it's a roll cake. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the vanilla ones. I've had those a few times at the Japanese market. I'll get them.
But then we also got new toy with the, how are you saying this? Cocking?
Gacking?
Caking? Cocking?
That's what I accidentally called it that, and I had to re-record my video because I kept calling it the cocking. And I was going to just put up the cocking gun, like Home Improvement style, up on the screen instead. I think that thing's cool. Like, I know I'm probably going to make a lot of Blade references.
Gavu, Whipper, and Kaking Gochizo. I'm
going to call it caking. Like caking something. Caking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We'll see how they pronounce it in the show.
Yeah.
It's got its own little cake slice gochizo over here. So finally, a little bit of a slightly different design.
Yeah, it's the first gochizo that's actually food, not just food themed. It looks neat. Do you have other images like the one for his own little minions that he has?
Well, I've got the toy full body form here.
Yeah, the soft. Yeah.
Which I will say, like, I actually really like this. It gives me Saga from Kiva vibes in terms of its appearance. So right now, this is actually like once I see full body physical suit and all that shit, this might be my favorite fucking form.
I just want to know because battle damage in Gavu is pieces come away and he does the Gochizos to like kind of replenish it, and I was like, I want to know if like because it looks very like a whipped topping and this and that, is it going to be like inappropriate because we just made the white chocolate joke, but the whip just flying around off of the body as he's getting hit. But I like the form. It's actually pretty sick. Like I'm excited. I'm just mad once again. It's one of those things where it's like this form I believe is debuting towards the end of November, December. I think the Candy blog that what I talked about earlier today, it said December. So it's like
one of two super forms because
we're seeing it a month before. We're seeing it almost a month or longer before it even comes out, and I'm like, man, I remember when shit like this used to be a surprise.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it hypes me up more. If the suit looks good, then I'm hyped waiting for it to show up.
Yeah, because that's the thing. This is a good looking suit.
Yeah, I need to know when it's going to show up and what he's. I mean, we obviously know what he's going to eat to get that Gochizo to come out, or it might be something Dente is.
They celebrate Shoma's birthday, and this is his birthday cake.
His human birthday.
Yes.
And Sachika makes it for him. And then the whole cake comes out of his stomach, and she's like, "Wait, what?"
He can't hide it. Like, he just takes a bite, and this just like.
It also, I'm wondering because of the rule. That's why I think it might have something to do with his great uncle. Because usually when he uses a Gochizo, it flies away dead. If the Gochizo itself is a part of the weapon that he takes out to put in the belt, so I'm like, there has to be something that was researched and developed for him, because you can't just keep eating cake every day to keep replenishing them. Get diabetes.
Maybe it's like you know how some people freeze their wedding cakes just to have that slice there.
Yeah. Not one of my freezer still.
Maybe it's like that.
Dude, my cake was good as hell, man. That thing had so many tears on it. I had like the raspberry in there and some fondant. Dude, that thing was delicious.
I didn't do that. My mom did that, apparently. Like, I remember her still having her wedding cake, like, even when I was like...
I didn't even know that was a thing, and that's what told me. And I'm like, but I can't eat it all now? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, I can't... You got to take a part of it and take it away from me? Like, I want to eat it. It's cake.
It's
my downfall.
It's going to be frozen forever. It's going to have massive freezer burn. It's going to be disgusting.
I know, right? It's going to get all cake, like unless it's like the one from Friendly's or whatever, that other like ice cream cake, like the whaley one. That's like the whale. That's like everyone always loses their mind about. I don't trust it because it's ice cream cake and that's not real cake. But
maybe when he blows out the candle, he wishes that the cake would last forever.
I'd be okay with that, honestly. Because then in this universe, wishes are real and they matter, unlike Geats.
Until it's ignored for like the next super form. So
listen.
And they forget that this form ever was a thing. So oh yeah, I can't wait for a Memorial Edition cake for them to just release P Bandai cake.
Listen, I'm mad at Premium Bandai right now. Like, I don't want to think about Premium Bandai anymore. Like, them fools just taking all my money, making me financially unstable. They're worse than the Heritage auction, but we're not going to talk about that.
What'd you bid on?
Don't worry about it. You're not my accountant.
Okay.
Now, is this just regular vanilla cake? We thinking maybe red velvet?
I'm thinking because of the red, it's vanilla, and I think there's strawberries on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Like the vanilla with strawberry cakes on it.
I'm like, what
Blaze says this might become the base form. I don't think this would be a base form, because how can you like change? Like, because it's so snack orientated. Like, what could you do if this was like the new base form? You can't the chocolate version. Like, that's just.
Unless it is one of those forms that is sparing, like they literally say that this one's got a limit on it. Like, what if?
That's what I'm saying with the slices because of the
Yeah.
Gochizos die.
Yeah, if it's
So
like,
there's
what
like
if there
6
is
uses.
only 6, and then it's like after that it's gone. Like this was such a special
would-
cake. It's just like, yeah, you can only use this 6 times.
I'd be okay with that because it's about that would actually add importance to it being an upgrade form. In recent years, the upgrade forms have been so like, oh, look at this upgrade form, and then you get a new form 2 episodes later, and it's like, but why is this like?
And then they can
so
repurpose it when Valen gets chocolate cake form.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Did you have the image of the minions he gets? The little whip.
I do not have the image of the minions.
Oh.
I was looking
Let
through
me,
what was on.
So I don't know. I know there's no actual production ones yet. Let me pull it up and I'll send you a link. But the candy toys, which by the way, so shameless plug, I talked about in a video today. They actually he gets his own. They don't explain it fully, but he basically has his own little freaking whip soldier. Here, I'll put the link in the private chat.
While you do that, while I do that, I've been eternally struggling. Should I buy the Boom Boom Carrier on a Hobby Link or buy it on Buyee?
I'm biased because I'm affiliated with Hobby Link, so I can send you a link and get me some money. But it depends on what the price is and the shipping for Australia.
Oh, these, yeah, I saw these, and I was like, what the fuck are
which
these?
is better shipping rates? That's what I was going to ask.
It depends on shipping because Buyee, I don't know. Have you ordered from Buyee before?
Never.
Never ever. You Buyee probably because they always do the first time sign up deals.
Mm-hmm.
So you could probably get it.
Yeah. So it's going to get the Boom Boom Carrier and Boon Marine and Boon Safari that I missed out on.
I'm getting the mini plow ones when they drop, I think next month. So yeah, this is the Whip Knight. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is something he summons because it's using Gavu's body form from the Sotos and just attach it to it. So I don't know if that's like little minions he can like summon. Like I don't know how that works, but I'm intrigued because we've never had. I don't think we've had because everyone at Stomach Inc. they have their agents, right? And his Gochizos are like his version like that. So I'm like, does he get because the upgrade form? Can he have his own agents that look like that now?
Or maybe he consumes something else, whatever it is that Granoots actually eat on the regular. He's
just bored of them and he's doing whippets in the kitchen.
It's just like, yeah, so what do I do? Like, how do I just summon these? It's like, just skip a little.
Yeah. Right. He's just like a little quick little, and all of a sudden it's like,
just pop straight out. There it is.
But yeah, I find these really intriguing because, like, when I was looking at them on the candy toy announcement, I was like, okay, this adds more elements to it. And now, once again, it's like, it's a spoiler for a month from now or so, whenever these pop up. But at the same time, I'm like, how is, like, now I'm like, the gears are turning. We always talked about the agents and the Gochizo differences. Now I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool. It looks very generic because it is a candy toy. So obviously, we don't know what they're finally going to look like when they're done, but it's an intriguing thing. And now I'm like, when's this episode dropping? All the press release from the band just said December, so it could
the thing is, since the agents themselves are always rocking like the hoodies and stuff like that, what if like when you take the hoodies off, they literally have like a Gavu undersuit under them?
I was taking the hoodie off and it's empty. There's a bunch of Gochizos standing on top of each other like little rascals.
But it just makes me wonder if he's just going to summon like a couple of these at a time or if it's going to be CG Hot Mess.
I hope it's not CG Hot Mess.
Or they just got one guy like rocking the fit and they just green screen multiply him over and over again.
Well, we've only ever seen at most 2 agents at a time. So I feel like there's an agent limit, maybe.
Not according to that intro.
Nah,
when they're fighting hordes of them. So.
I know. Well, it's not the first time we've seen stuff in intros that aren't in the show. or later on show up in the show and it just feels like it's throwaway, and they put it in there just because it was in the opening.
Hey, sometimes you gotta overanalyze them intros, and maybe you'll be right.
Yeah. Why is he in the rain? Why is Sumeri holding a gun to him?
It's like, oh, there it is. They finally did it. They paid it off. Whoa.
I was going to say Dark Izu was one of them, or Azu was also one of them.
Nah,
Was that planned?
Azu was not planned from the start. Literally, they got mad. They were like, "No, we don't want like evil Izu in here. Like, what are you doing?" It's just like, she's not planned to be in here. It's like, all right, I'm not gonna do it. Then they got the final cut. It's just like, why was she in here? Now I gotta pay this off. It's like, well, you couldn't just not. But then people are gonna be confused. I gotta cook. My name is Takahashi after all.
Yeah. So Blaze Hopper brought up something that I joked about in one of my videos because he said Veggie Gavu is the evil Gavu. I always thought, like, we know these shows are meant for kids. There's always a message, this and that. And it's like, it could always be, look how fun all these unhealthy snacks are. I feel like the third one should be like a good snacks, like not candy and all this sugar. Like, really, I was like, I try not to think too far ahead, but I'm like, bro, honestly, I'm biased because I need a Pickle Kamen Rider. I swear to God, it has been far. Like, they need to do it. They need to pull the trigger. Like, I will cosplay as that shit for the rest of my life.
We could have another green Kamen Rider. I mean, last one was Tycoon. Been a hot second.
He was all right. He was all right.
So,
but a Pickle Rider, like, bro, that's like the dream. The dream. I could retire.
All right. So, anything else regarding Gavu?
I'm intrigued about the toy releases now because the next, what that image was from, Soto Wave 2, Wave 1 came out, finished it. That Soto set is not coming out till January. So there's no Sotos from the middle of October to January. And I think they're pulling a Geats because you get one base form and then you have to attach all the armor pieces that are separate boxes on this to make the other ones. So you got to keep rebuying these if you want them on display. So I feel like they're and looking at how the Gochizos have been released so far, their release is kind of following how Geats and Revice were for their toy releases. So don't be surprised if there's a lot of empty weeks where nothing new gets announced, because the next two wave of Gochizos are coming out and half of them haven't even shown up in I have ones that haven't even shown up in the show yet. And cookies are about to come out, which is another one, which there's going to be 2 different types of cookies or 3 different types. The hard candy lollipop one just debuted, but there's 2 other ones. So it's like, I think there's going to be a gap. So be prepared for a lack of news over the next 2 months. There's not going to be much for, plus as Super Sentai is winding down, to make sense going into the final lap.
Well, even then, a lot of the stuff in terms of Kamen Rider has kind of been hush ever since Gavu debuted. This is like the first time we've gotten anything major from Gavu since, a lot of those early leaks, just because the production. I kind of feel like maybe those early leaks were legit intentional, and then it's just like, you're not going to get anything until like toys. Like, you're not going to get
it's
anything.
on brand. Like the caking form being announced basically over a month before it's coming out, whereas they're so far ahead in production. But it's like, it's going to be a lull of toy and probably form announcements, but yeah.
Final lap. We made it.
That poster. Good ass poster.
Boom Boomger has finally reached its final lap. And I'm like, where the BBG at though? Where's that BBG at?
What about the wings?
Well, I mean, are you guys still behind? Have y'all not?
No, I'm up to date with it.
I'm not. I'm like 9 episodes behind.
Also, the thing is, like,
would the jackets be the BBJs?
I guess. Yeah, I guess. I mean, you can even shorten it if you want to.
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. No, but so like 2 episodes ago, they actually broke down how the BBG works, how the courses work. So essentially, each course takes place in a planet. Each planet is their own like elemental prowess. So of course, it's like this the structure of it kind of varies from planet to planet. So you have like a planet of fire, planet of ice, that kind of crap going on. But it takes about a whole month to traverse an entire course, aka the BBG takes a year to get through. The second they explain that, I'm like, yeah, we ain't getting this in the show. Like, if we get it in the show, they're gonna speed the fuck out of this.
Oh yeah, montages and then V cinemas and.
Because I'm like, okay, you could try doing like a course per episode, but the fact that we know it takes like a month, like that's literally speed running through all these planets. Like, and by the end of it, it's gonna be a year. Nah, this is gonna be like I think that's how they're gonna start the ending of the show. It's just like, all right, we're about to enter the BBG. All right, and take off. Great, we'll see you next year.
We'll get the V cinema. That's the finish line. We'll get the pace lap. We'll get all these like, I don't know. The show's good enough for like, hey, if they're doing a bunch of V cinemas, and usually I'm against V cinemas, I'll watch it.
But yeah, with the latest episodes, we have gotten the reveal of Wild Spinder, whatever the fuck, the main bad guy.
Teehee villain.
He's even got Bobo the clown. He's got his own. I mean, Bobo the monkey. Wasn't that Michael Jackson's monkey's name?
Yes.
Wasn't it Bobo?
I think it was Bubbles. I think it was
Bubbles. Okay, that's it. I knew it was something B. But yeah, they gave him a monkey and everything. And I'm just like, great.
I'm just curious about that flag in the top right, though. That's the first thing when I saw the post online. I was like, ooh, okay.
Yes, but then you see the preview for the next episode, and I'm just like, but are they, or are they not?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's like so the preview for the next episode has Flint's actress from Zenkaiger, you know, Zox's sister, who was 2 Kaiser based off of Go Kaiser and all that stuff. And I'm just like, what's going on here? Like, is she Flint? Is she playing someone else? Because there's a shot in that preview where it looks like she's wearing her classic Flint fit. But also she transforms into Boon Pink, and then we got 2 Boon Pinks.
Apparently she's playing someone else, but maybe it's a psych out that she's actually under like an alias or something like that.
Or she stole a way to transform.
Yeah.
I mean,
if I hear that yo ho ho in that song, I'll be like, oh great, 2 Kaiser.
I mean, considering the fact that we did get the crossover between 2 Kaiser and Go Kaiser.
Yeah.
Like, and I think the Go Kaigers are on the search for a new Gokai Silver after all. There is a vacancy there. So I'm just saying they could fill the void with either Zox or Flint. And it's just like, yeah, we need a silver, and you're clearly gold. So what you doing? So
how's your record looking?
Yeah. Committed any class A? Actually, no. We need someone without felonies.
Yeah.
Commit any misdemeanors recently? Like nothing crazy. It's like, well, what happened to the last silver? Well, we don't talk about it.
Yeah,
we just hope he's not dropping.
They're on holiday.
Yeah.
So,
Gokai Silver went home. His planet needs him, but he came from Earth. His planet needs him.
Yeah,
it's like Earth. He went
to another Earth. Yeah, he went to a parallel Earth.
He's in Rita's prison.
The earthiest of Earths, Super Earth, where no one is a Sentai, and they've just got Power Rangers. He's Mega Force Silver. He's just there. Also, I just thought about it in my head, like, wait, how did they do Gokai Silver in there if Gokaiger didn't have not Gokaiger, but Goseiger didn't have a 6 because Gosei Knight was a robot. So did they literally just introduce someone for Super Mega Force to be the 6th in there?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's dumb.
Never seen it. Don't know. I don't
Does
like
Robo Knight still appear? Even though they got a 6th, or do they find the way to kill him off?
You'll have to find out if you ever make it to your Mega Force watch through.
Don't kill me. I barely survived Samurai. I barely survived that shit. I'm still questioning. Look, I'm still questioning. Yes, I finished all of Samurai, and my biggest question to you, Ash, is why did Lauren look like she was about to fuck Jaden? Like, the second she appeared, she was just giving them those DTF eyes. It's just like, I thought I was about to watch some sort of flick that shouldn't have been on Nickelodeon.
Like, I was gathering clips for my Lauren video I did, and I was rewatching it. I never pierced that. But fun fact, I'm looking at the wiki now because I was looking up who voices the new villain in Boon Boonja, and he's voiced by Koji Susa, known for playing Jin in Bleach and the Japanese voice of Shadow the Hedgehog. He's also known for playing Uterus in Kamen Rider Deno, but he's known for playing several Japanese dubs of Power Ranger series, and coincidentally, he voices Jaden Shiba in the Japanese dub of Power Ranger Samurai.
Wow.
I just found that out because I was looking up his voice actor, and then the conversation shifted to Samurai. I was like, that's a weird way of segueing into it.
The thing is, I honestly wasn't shocked when I saw the Gokaiger like flag in the background, because given the in-action figure line that we've got for Boom Boomger, and the 3 mechas that they showcased off for it was, from Go-Onger, from Tokuger, and from Gokaiger. I'm like, it makes sense, especially since we did already have that Tokuger crossover, and they found a way to integrate it into the show with having Buundi literally do a swap out with some Tokuger parts. Now, clearly the Go-Onger thing came out before that made it to proper execution, but I wouldn't doubt that they found a way to like pull it out of their ass to come out later on. Buundi has some swap out with some Go-Onger shit. So it's like, I completely expected that to end up being a thing after the Tokuger crossover. So I'm not shocked. It's just how they managed to present it. If it's just going to be Marvelous yet again, or if they're going to get another representative in there, just because, the rate that they've been going has just been Red exclusive with Go on Red and Tokyo Ichigo. But of course, Marvelous always comes back for this kind of shit, and it's like most of the other ones that I can think of are probably too busy doing other shit. Because I mean, Gokai Blue is actual like movie star, like
Japanese movie star.
He out here doing big things. And then Gokai Yellow, I mean, she's mostly a voice actress. She'll pop in from time to time. She's probably a lot more realistic to get. One's in jail, so obviously we can't count on him to show up.
And Pink's semi-retired, like she comes in and out of retirement, if I remember, to play the role. I think.
Yeah, because I don't think she's doing much. I don't know if Doc's actor, Gokai Green's, doing much nowadays. So, but Marvelous, like, pretty much lives in Toku. Like, that man would show up. Like, they just have him on speed dial, and he'll just show up.
He's chained in the Toei basement. It's like he's in like a simulation, like Truman Show.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to end up buying out his own like anime studio, like another anniversary guy that just hangs around Toku all the time. Even though he runs a company, but it's just like, man, for running a company, you got a lot of free time in your hands, my guy. We're making a second season of your hit show that no one watched. Great. Super hit show. We'll see you in Kamen Rider again next decade. No, so there's this poster still doing something. There's all of the main characters of Boom Boomger, and I guess Boon Violet, who's not a main character. As much as he says that he's part of the crew, keeps getting the short end of the stick. He's getting treated almost like Flynn in the Chinese poster of Force Awakens. He's out here. He's just that guy. He's there. Even Boons bigger than Boons normally bigger than them. So, and then the thing is just like this. This smoke that's around the changer. I think it might be alluding to a silhouette of yet another like mech combination. Because it's like looking at the other upper part here, it looks like it could be the head, like turned facing that way, and then these would be the arms. But they obviously didn't make it a silhouette because that would kind of give it away, so they just shaped it like clouds or some sort of explosion on here. But I'm just like, it looks like there's a mech here that they're just trying to hide. And what it is, I don't know.
I will buy it.
But yeah, this show definitely needs some more god ties going up in there. Maybe even some more evil god ties. Maybe some evil boongers, if you will. Need something. Need some more stuff. Also, I don't know how the trio down here are going to end up working out because the last episode, they literally got relieved of their duties.
Yeah, they got fired.
Yeah, they're no longer really part of the Hashirians. They're just free agents now. So I'm just like, what are they going to end up doing now? So it's like some good possibilities. I'm just really doubting that we're going to get the BBG during this final lap, like in its entirety.
No, I feel like if it takes a month for each race across each planet, then maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like I said, they'll have to do skipping and montages being like, then, like a recap style thing for certain ones just to make it progress faster by the end.
Like I said, there's enough episodes that they could essentially do like one race per episode. But once again, it's like if they're supposed to last a month, that's literally speed running a month within the course of an episode. It's like, unless they're doing like a whole hyperbolic time chamber shit, and then by the end of it we see like Taya show up full beard mustache combination just out there just but swole as fuck, like they replace him with a swole
future Trump style.
It's like, Taya, you've been gone for a whole year, what have you been doing? Winning.
Yeah,
I've been winning. I won every race, all of them. But also with these jackets, you guys think 119's just done? No more 119?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it kind of seems redundant. They just hit the little logos on there, and Ty just literally just bust out the blaster now. So,
yep.
Which is a shame because that was a damn good suit. That's why I'm like, in terms of appearance, this should have came out first, and then 119 come out after that.
Yeah.
But now that they've just got these jackets, it's just like, hey, all right, cool. I don't think Violet's going to get one, though.
No, probably not.
No.
Is he a champion, though? I don't feel like... I feel like he deserves one.
I mean, he could just unzip the jacket he's got on, or put on the jacket that he wears on his civilian fit. He's just like, little did you know, I already had one the whole time.
He just unzips that jacket, opens up, and there's another one underneath it. So he's already like, he's like, boom, I'm done. I already got a jacket.
And then he just pops the collar. It's just like it's just been tucked the whole time.
Yeah.
119 can wear the jacket as a cape. And become super duper boonger? Nah. 119 thrown under the rug, definitely sent out into the ocean. It's like, once again, shame, because once again, effort put into undersuit and actual armored components, theme song and everything, and it's gone. It's just gone. Man, we're really speed running through a lot of this shit.
I am trying to find more toy stuff because like I haven't checked pre-order stuff in a while, and then I was like, oh wow, the Geats DGP jackets got reissued. I'm like, no,
yes, they did. We've known that for a little bit.
I don't pay attention to toys like that stuff. Like certain shows, once they're over, like it's out of sight, out of mind, and it just like I don't revisit it, and Geats is one of those. I am looking at some of the other Gochizos that are about to come out in the sets. So I'm looking at the macaroon one and popcorn and caramel, and I'm like, ooh, we're gonna get some good forms.
So obviously the other thing that we got is we finally got it. We finally got the name. And yeah, it turns out the Gozyuger rumors in terms of the name being Gozyuger was indeed correct. It's like, wow, this is like, I think the first time that I've seen a name for these shows be the long running name, and then it actually is that name.
Like with Boonbonger, we had some of the stuff, like the tires for the helmets and stuff, be accurate. Just the drawings were in crayon by like a 5-year-old, so they weren't really that.
Yeah, but the name we didn't.
The name was always off. Yeah, no, this is
same thing for Down Bros. We didn't know the name until that. Same thing for King Oger. And here it's like they've been saying it's Gozyuger for the longest time, and I'm like, I don't know. It seems a little weird, and then bam, there it is. The thing that got me though wasn't the fact that the name was weird, but it's just number one Sentai.
Number one.
I'm like, wow, okay, that's crazy. Because then I'm like, but once you get to the 50th, they're gonna have to have the most bombastic name ever. If you're literally coming in right before that one, and you're like, no, but we're the number one Sentai,
number 50 Sentai, and then a name after it.
The thing is, it's just like the second I saw this, I got Ninja vibes. I got Ninja vibes because I was thinking of like everyone trying to be the last ninja, and that entire competition for that. And then the early rumors for Q Ranger, where everyone was like a star, and they were like, that was one of the original rumors for Q Ranger, was that everyone was trying to vibe to be the number one star, while in the Ninja was literally them trying to become the last ninja, so vying for that top spot. But then here, it being number one makes me think that they're all vying to be number one. And I'm just like, no, I already don't like that, depending on how they do it. But yes.
Well, seeing how we had anniversaries show up in Boonbonger and King Oja, we'll probably see Ninja show up because it's their 10th anniversary next year.
Oh.
But hey, it's Magic Ranger's 20th anniversary next year as well.
We'll see if they manage to bring in Kai, because that guy's too big. That actor blew up. Like, he's still out here just swimming in money. They'll probably get Maji Yellow. I can guarantee you they'll get Maji Yellow. Maji Yellow shows up in everything. You just cough and he's like right there in a Toku.
No, I've seen the meme, Maji Yellow.
Like, Maji Yellow just shows up for any goddamn thing. So I'm if we get someone from Maji Ranger, it's him. It's him.
I love it when I Googled Maji Yellow and it's like the actor that comes up right away, not the character.
But yeah, this being the number one Sentai, it just makes me wonder, when they do their roll call, will everyone just be number one? Like,
that's a good question.
Because sometimes they come out with like numbers or things like that, but nah, everyone's just gonna have a 1 plastered somewhere on their body. Can't tell them apart except for whatever animal they are, because I guess for Gozyuger, I think Red's supposed to be an eagle or something. Let me pull up what some of the later rumors are, because I did see something pop up earlier from the usual sources regarding the matter. The show begins with a flashback in the year 2000. Oh, shit. Like Ninja, the team's grandfather was the original Red Wolf. The powers are passed down. The show will play with the name Number One Sentai and how it's a scramble of Inochi. There will be a female villain in charge of making the demon monsters grow. Sound familiar?
A little, yeah.
Yeah.
Something. I'm not sure what though.
I don't know, but think of Madonna traffic cones up in here. Also up here. Got a staff. Maybe in this season, there could be a pickle staff, just so you could be satisfied.
Always. I would actually. That'd be kind of entertaining.
In the year 2000. Yes. Let me see what else we got up in here. Regarding a lot of these, but I guess Wolf. So Wolf is the red. If that's the case, so yeah, if it is like the ninja, where it's just like the last ninja was that, it's great.
I think it's wolf is red, yellow is a dinosaur, black is a unicorn, green is an eagle. I think. Oh, I talked about him yesterday in a video.
According to this rumor mill as well, Gozuger cameo will happen in Boom Boomger episode 43. Followed by Goanjo returning to Boom Boomger. I guess that's when we get that mech Gatai that was expressed.
Get the wings.
Let's see. Oh no, this is terrible. Okay, so this is essentially like a timetable of events. What's going to happen in terms of rumors. So November is King Oger in space and Hanami Mori in Boom Boomger. December is Boom Boomger meeting Gokaiger. Filming begins on Boom Boomger versus King Oger, and then official reveal of Gozuger. January 2025 is filming ends for Boom Boomger in the early part of the month. Gozuger cameo in Boom Boomger episode 43. Goanjo returns again in Boom Boomger. February 2025 Gozuger press conference day. Could potentially be pre-recorded video like Gavu. Boom Boomger Final Lap Endgame, aka the final 4 episodes. The superhero spirits concert is also in February. March 2025 Gozuger premieres. Boom Boomger Final Live Tour. April 2025 50 years Go Ranger / Sentai celebration with Gozuger.
Oh yeah, because this falls on like the 50th anniversary of God Ranger.
Yeah. So even though it's Sentai number 49, they're going to treat it like 50.
Mm-hmm.
Until
Which
we
makes
get
sense.
50. So once again, it's going to be weird once we actually get to 50, though. Like,
yeah,
what y'all going to do if you're going to blow your load with all the anniversary
Number
stuff
1.
with 49? Yeah. What's it going to be? Number 2 Sentai? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, you guys got the slim pickings. Or Alpha Sentai. It's just like, yeah, you're team 1, we're team A. We're still the first. We just try one-upping each other. Bestest Sentai 50th Jers. I just hope the suits are good. Like, let me get suits that we just like from day one again.
yeah.
Because Boom Boomger was still like that situation of
Bloodshed.
Yeah.
Bloodshed and
whole people left Twitter for the whole of 12 hours because of that. They said they were never going to return. 12 hours later, it's just like, I'm back.
I'm back.
Yep. You got to do it. And that's how we're still getting rumors to this day. We could have been living rumor free. Well, they're probably like fake rumors, but
yeah.
I never see those rumors anyway, because yeah.
It depends on the social media platform of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark probably knows.
But what I didn't do it.
No, he didn't do nothing.
Sorry, the freaking CD. I'm gonna be getting it soon. The one with Gavu's like soundtrack, and it comes with the OP, which comes with like a Gochizo, right? For Fanatics or Fantastics or whatever. But there's freaking 8 members in that goddamn group, right? and they have the you get one Gochi zone. You got to put the stickers on it, so you have to pick from 9 stickers to put on. And I'm like, wait, so you're telling me 9 different Gochi zones? I have one. That does not complete the collection.
Well, so you got to get one for every single thing. For every single member.
That's like 6 right there, 600.
Just pick your husbando, roll for it.
I'm just gonna do the band name sticker, and then that's it. Like, because I didn't realize it was coming out, and then I saw a YouTube video for it that popped up on my feed, and I was like, oh, because for some odd reason, what we're using doesn't let me interact with chat. Still, I have to go into YouTube if I want to type anything in the chat, because this thing keeps acting up on my login.
Oh, it's weird.
It's still saying I'm not logged in with YouTube, even though I clicked log in with YouTube.
Yeah, no, mine's the same, but yeah. But then when I do it logs me in with my Google account, so my Google name comes up. But yeah.
I don't know. What's most people's hopes when it comes to Go's Uger, besides it being good? Because I think that's like the most basic wish. I just want it to be good season.
No, I think that sums it up. I'm like, make it enjoyable. Like Boon Booncher has been very, even though I fell off it and I stopped reviewing it. I'm still keeping up with it. I just, like I said, I just want it to be enjoyable. I mean, like, I wasn't the biggest, like, no way. I enjoyed King Oja, and I enjoyed Dumb Brothers. I just want to have another, like, Sentai where I enjoy it. Like, I don't want to have a, like, freaking gotcha situation where I didn't watch it for an entire year.
I want dinosaurs again. I know everyone's tired of dinosaurs, but I just like dinosaurs. Like,
no, that's true.
I mean, the rumors state at least like 1 or 2 of them are going to be dinosaurs. So
I assume the 50th would be kind of like a little bit of everything, as like a celebration. So I was like, what's number one? What's the number one? Well, dinosaurs were here first on the planet, so they're the number one species. So it's like dinosaurs.
So one's going to be an animal, one's going to be a dinosaur, one's going to be some aquatic thing, one's going to be a vehicle,
one's going to be a car,
one's going to be a ninja samurai thing.
Yeah, it's going to be a team of like 15 rangers.
Yeah, the 6th is going to be sport based for some odd reason.
We're going to get a king. We're going to get a very small one that's a CG dog. We're going to get like a little bit of everything for everybody.
Well, I mean, sure. This is here's my crazy out the wall thing that I want that I know it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
No robot mech.
Ooh.
The reason why, because if they go back to basics, original like Go Ranger
had no robo mech.
They had no robo mech. They had airship. They had aircraft.
But how will they sell toys?
They make good action figures and they give everyone their own goddamn fucking changer, as opposed to everyone sharing the same fucking changer.
Yeah.
I've been calling this for years now. Give every single individual member their own unique changer and it prints money.
You also got the Boom Boom prediction right, but you don't want to spoil Mark about that.
Yes.
The what?
I think if you he predicted something we would talk about on Boon Booncha that he got right.
Yeah.
Yes, I did call something for like a while, and it came out to be true.
Yeah.
So yes, but yes, I'm just like this is just give everyone like their own motorcycles. Oh wow, imagine that if they have motorcycles and they each get their own one. Crazy. Or they get their own like little vehicle things, and it's just like they use those, but there's not actually like a Gatai robot thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just like you give them individual changers. It's like literally them cosplay toys are literally the biggest sellers for a lot of this shit. That's where I'm thinking the majority of like Kamen Rider shit gets its money from is from people buying them belts. You got writers with different belts. Well, let me get them other belts. Well, you got a Sentai team where the 5 main characters all use different changers. So you got 5 different changers out the get-go. Great. I'm going to buy them all. See, it's just there. I don't know why they don't do it.
Maybe, hopefully.
Tokyo's having their own. I'm talking about the whole shebang is different. Each of their changers are just different. Like they look like they're 5 different Sentais from 5 different seasons all working together.
Like, have your sword changer, have your gun changer, have your wrist changer, have your buckle changer.
I'd be okay
That
with
sounds
that.
cool when you say it out loud, because I have a preference when it comes to changes.
They can
Being Mighty
satisfy all
Morphin.
the different niches that Sentai has
Yeah.
had for changers.
Yeah, like being Mighty Morphin, I love my wrist changes and buckle changes.
Wrist changers are my favorite. Guns.
I was gonna say,
ones
wrist
are my
changers have
favorite.
grown on me. I mean, I like the ones from Zeo back in the day, but the Boom Boonger one really sold me on like, okay, wrist changers
Yeah.
are kind of like the
Looking
best
at
option.
Looking at my gun changes up here, I mean, I like them.
Yeah, I mean the issue that I have with weapon changers is just when you get those DXs, they're gonna be dinky.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah,
I want that real like life size shit.
Mhm.
I feel like we've had talks about this every time we talk about
Yep.
changers and weapons. There's one reason why I don't get any of the Kamen Rider weapons unless we get, 1-to-1 scale ones and this and that. It's like, because it's like I have the Zenkaiser one, the Zenkai, whatever the thing that was called, and I was like, I got the DX one, and I was like, bro, this thing's like dinky.
I got those out of impulse just because they were physically in front of me at a convention, the same ones too, for Zenkaiger. But the one that I bought willingly was just a Command Twin buckle from Gates, because Command Twin, like
Yeah,
that buckle's great.
You need the buckle. Yeah, but the sword.
Yeah, that
the
sword is a fucking dagger.
The letter opener is not that good.
Like the dragon dagger's bigger than it. Like
Yes.
It's all right. Cool. It's a thing. But yes, give them all their own changers. And then, yeah, if the 6th has a belt changer, that would be like, whoa, wow, we doing that. Let's see. They had each member entirely different and based off entirely different theme. That would be really interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like that could be a unique concept, just having a team that they look all distinctively like there's some shared components between them, but they look distinctly different, because if they are going with different animal themes and not just animal kingdom in general, then yeah, that would end up changing some theming with the suits. And why not just change their changers while you're at it? So look, I'm just trying to tell y'all how y'all can print money, and y'all ain't doing it. And then we see these toy sales just start to stagnate, and it's just like the answer's right there: individual changers.
Speaking of toy sales, do you know who dropped up in the top 4 and pushed Sailor Moon out of the non-live action toy sales? Digimon. Digimon is in the top 4 in the live action or in the anime or like stuff. They're now in the top 4 for sales.
Is it because of the Monster Hunter crossover?
Before all that, they said the last year and a half, Digimon has just their sales have been making Bandai very happy with how they're.
Well, to be fair, I see more new Digimon merch being announced than Sailor Moon merch, apart from like figure arts and.
That's just here, but in Japan, like you look at, they got Sailor Moon stuff everywhere. And then they just did the movie, and they did all the other stuff too within the last year.
I still need to watch that movie.
It's good, but just Digimon blowing up again, I was like, and they've also been happy with the international sales as well. And I'm like, well, Toei Animation and Bandai, I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff that you aren't releasing here properly that would print you some money as well. Like you try a little bit here and there, but then you guys aren't consistent. Like I think Super Sentai and other Toku stuff would sell really well here if they put the effort into it. Like, Subarai lets Bandai do it with Ultraman, because Ultraman's still selling like hotcakes. Ultraman is just printing money right now for Subarai. But I didn't think it was entertaining that Digimon is in the top 4 right now for sales for anime with Toei Animation and Bandai sales. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, okay. I'm
trying to see if there's anything else in terms of the rumor mills for it, but I don't see anything.
Drubidor, I have been waving the Yokai Watch flag for the better part of like what, a decade now.
We haven't been waving it hard enough.
I can't wave it any harder than it always is. It'll break right off. No, it's well, we are getting another Yokai Watch like soft reboot type game that is coming out in the States. It's like the haunted whatever thing. So I'm hoping that will kind of renew some interest in Yokai Watch, because the manga is still coming out. Just the English releases are just so spread out. Like I think they're on volume 22, so it's taken them the better part of 9+ years to get 22 volumes of a manga released in the States. But there's also mods and patches where you can play the Switch games in English. I have streamed them on YouTube in English, so nice. There's still a way that you can still get your Japanese Yokai Watch fix here.
Oh yeah, I forgot I did that on the Twitch stream. I played the ending of Last Evolution Kizuna again to close out the stream, and I was like, "Y'all about to cry with me, y'all!" Like this is.
Bro, how do you think I feel? I saw that. Like I saw that, and I was telling everyone, "Oh, you got to check it out." And then I bought the Blu-ray also when it dropped, and I was like, "Man."
I think that's why I don't want to.
People were mad at me because I gassed it up, and I was like, but I didn't warn anyone about the ending either. I was like, "Bro, it's so good." Great story, good closing of the chapter.
I don't think that's why I want to watch Last Kuzuna, because I'll start bawling my eyes out. I have Last Kuzuna and I have the Adventure 02 movie on my hard drive.
I still haven't seen that Adventure 02 film because
it's out there.
I saw that. It's not bad.
I think Last Evolution Kizuna is like the way that it should have just ended anyway. Because I'm like,
well, too bad. Toei's doing another sequel.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Well, they got to close out. You know, the Adventure 2 makes sense because Davis and all them. But I was just like, technically it's 7 or 8 films. So there are 6 films just for technically season 1. Then we got the Adventures 2 movies. And I'm distracted because someone decided to play Kingdom Hearts Collection, and instead of playing Kingdom Hearts 1, they're playing Birth by Sleep. They're playing them out of order based on how cool the covers look, and it's upsetting me.
I mean, technically in chronological order, Birth by Sleep would be first.
Yes,
but
I
feel that you appreciate Birth by Sleep more if you play a couple of games. I played them in release order.
I played them release watching the Birth by Sleep intro in like 1080p 60 frames with that freaking simple and clean. I'm like, all right, I forget it. That's still a hit. All these years later, like that's.
I still prefer when they did the what was it, the 0.2 a fragmentary whatever the fuck. The opening to that is probably like the best remix of Simple and Clean.
Like, she just wants to play because she saw like the boss fights. She's like, "Oh, that boss looks cool. Which game is that one?" And I'm like, "No, that's not how it works."
Man, I'm still like have questions about the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, but we're not gonna get it. This is not a Kingdom Hearts.
I never finished 3 because I didn't care anymore. I'm like, I wasted so much of my life in this franchise, and I still don't give a shit. Like 4, I hope it's a soft reboot. I hope 4 is a soft reboot, and
it was not a soft reboot. It's a.
I know, but it's like.
Is it a soft reboot? They said it's like
no.
It is going to be like a soft reboot in the sense of this is essentially going to be like versus 13's original like idea thing. So they're trying to make it so it is beginner friendly, and you don't have to play through like all the other games.
Yeah, it's going to be a jumping on point for new players and the new fan base because most of us are too old to like care anymore. For those of us who were around when it first came out on the PS2.
Yes, when Haley Joel Osment was literally a child voicing Sora.
Now he could be the grandfather of Sora.
Yep, and still playing him.
Yeah,
it's like wow. It's the craziness when it comes to Kingdom Hearts.
Speaking of games, outside of the Kamen Rider Shin Kamen Rider Rumble that came out, this is the longest we've gone without like any Toku video. Like Memory Hero, I get, but like. We haven't had a Super Sentai game.
What are you talking about? Rita's Rewind comes out in December.
I'm talking real Toku video games, okay? Not these side-scroller beat 'em up.
This is the future of Power Rangers, my guy. Is all video games.
I thought it was fan films.
All right, it's like I was like, we've gotten this game.
Look, they auctioned off all the suits. Like,
Yeah.
everything is going to be Vidya games and like non real. Like, it's not
I
going
would
to be
sell
Toku
it for a
anymore.
VR
It's not
Power
going to be
Ranger.
Toku.
I'd play the shit out of a VR Power Ranger game. Are you kidding me? Like VR looking as if you're piloting inside the Megazord. I'm here for it. But I'm just saying, from a Bandai Namco, like Japan release, we have not gotten any Toku. We've gotten Memory Heroes and Shin Kamen Rider Rumble. That's it since Climax Scramble, and I think Lupat was the last Super Sentai to get a video game.
That
and
was like
Ultraman.
shovelware. That was like shovelware. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
count
it was crap. It was mini games, and Ultraman Rube or RB was the last Ultraman game, like series to get a game, and I'm like, man, like, give me another kart racing game or something. They're banking on the gamberizing so much, and I was thinking about the other day because I was like, I'm almost done on my Toku video game physical collection because I found 2 more at Book Off again for the Super Famicom, and I'm like, I'm getting really close to like having every game ever.
Can't Bandai Namco just get Banpresto to make another like superhero Sakusen game? Like, make like the Super Robot Wars games, but Toku again?
Yeah, it's easy to do. I mean, they keep releasing, so it's like you just reskin it.
Yeah.
And make it not in space with ships flying around. Like, I'm long overdue for a good Toku video game. Like, in the last really good one we got that was tentatively licensed was City Shrouded in Shadows, but that didn't get an English release. And that only had Ultraman and Godzilla, and everything else was like EVAs and Gundam and stuff like that.
They could
and
even make
that shitty engine for Disaster Report, which was bad.
A superhero Tyson game that's done like, Dynasty Warriors, like the Muso games, and it's just a bunch of different Toku franchises there.
I still think Hidden Gem, when they did that one, that was like the Bat Ride, where it was a Toys to Life, where you had the little Kamen Riders, you put them on like the like Lego Dimension type or Disney Infinity like portal, like that. I have that, and that was a lot of fun.
Was it on the Wii U?
No, they had it on the Wii U and the PS3.
Okay.
And just this style Toku universe. Nah, I don't, because every time that they do these fighting games for Toku games, they cater towards a audience of 8-year-olds. So don't expect it to be a complex fight or anything like that. Even when it came to like the Climax Heroes games, they were basic ass fighting games. Well, before Climax Scramble, there was Climax Heroes, which was every year roster update fighting game done by Aiding, and it was like the most basic fighting game ever. I mean, it was great back when it first came out, like the first 2 entries of it, but then it was like, oh, you're doing just roster updates. Oh, and sometimes you're going to remove a writer from the roster. Great. So what's even the point?
The FIFA of Rider games, I'm guessing.
It was worse because, like I said, they were literally removing people from the roster as well. So some secondary and tertiary writers ended up getting cut in order for them to squeeze in new writers. And they never did update the visuals from the PS2 visuals. So it went from PS2 to the Wii to, I think, the PS3. But even then, they still had the same fucking visual style. They didn't change anything until they got to the Bat Ride games.
And Scramble was fun. Scramble had a really big roster, but I didn't like that either 2v2 or 4 free-for-all, like that camera style. Like, it was like, okay, it's trying to be like almost like a Smash Brothers, but not that style of combat. But I had a really big roster, and the story mode was long as hell because you basically went through a whole entire story where you're being introduced to every main rider. And it takes you forever to unlock Blade because he's like 6 chapters in.
Look, Aiding does make some banger fighting games, but when it came to Kamen Rider, they legit were like, make this easy enough for 8-year-olds to be able to play. That was the whole thing.
Power Rangers Battle for the Grid was good until it wasn't, which was shortly after it came out.
Yeah, maybe after
play it just for the story, because the story is really good. It follows all the Shattered Grid comics, and JDF does the voice narrating.
Yeah, JDF. There's this one line that JDF reads, and he peeks the mic.
Yeah, but it's a really that's worth it. But other than that, like, I mean, Enway basically, it's a fighter that's basically developed by a game that makes mobile games and like NFTs.
NFTs now, yeah. Because a lot of people say, how come you don't update freaking Battle for the Grid anymore? And there's a reason why. And I'm sure everyone who worked on that game probably left the studio to do other things.
No, because they're still the studio, because they're the same team that make my Marvel Strike Force and stuff like that.
Oh, no, that makes sense. But I know that I think either Cosmic or Eric said this, but the person who used to develop the Megazords for Legacy Wars left Enway, so that's why we don't see any Megazords in what's it called, Legacy Wars anymore. So the last one we got was the 2017, the atrocity. That was the 2017 Megazord.
Megazord was trash.
So I'm looking at toys because I figure we're probably going to segue into toys anyway, because that's usually what we do on these short streams anyway. No, so I'm looking at that Armor Hero belt that you were talking about, and I'm kind of confused on how the fuck it works.
I don't know, but it looks cool.
Because let me pull up what's here from Toku Collectibles. Because I'm just like, all right, so this piece goes in here, but this piece is clearly black and gray. How does it get the color?
I'm
like,
from
how does it get the
I
color?
feel like there's a cover that goes over it, I think.
That would be lame as shit if you literally snap on all the color. Because I'm just like, this doesn't look like translucent plastic to the point that this would light up these components to make it look like the proper color scheme. How the fuck does it work? Like, curious.
That is a good question. I do like the card holder idea, though. That's kind of cool. But it also really reminds me of the Geats Oneness one, where it was the same thing where you put the card in and it goes in the side, and I was like, but it's a neat belt.
I mean, it is. It's cool. I just want to know how it works, and if it works, like if this actually does change colors, and it's this cheap, then I want it.
Right. Actually, I'm gonna look it up. Maybe there's a video somewhere. Wait, the card holder is $35, but the card holder doesn't come with the belt. You have to buy the belt.
Yeah. I mean, you can just get the card holder by itself, and then it's So wait, does the summoning belt not? Okay, so wait.
That's what I'm like.
No. So this one, the summoning belt does have the included blazing card holder. So this one does come with the card holder, but the card holder by itself is that.
It's weird because I'm trying to look it up, and apparently there just isn't any.
Wait, I'm confused. And what the fuck is this?
There's no video stuff on it yet.
Oh, this is a different card holder. Okay. That goes into the summoning belt. See, but this one has color already on it beforehand. I like how everyone's just making cards the same fucking way. Like, I just noticed the treads on that card. It's like, I guess everybody just got to make cards the same fucking way.
That's what I was saying. You could see all the different inspiration. I was like, okay, I mean, it's not 100% an original idea, but it is a culmination of a lot of stuff I've seen before.
It's like, yeah, we'll do this ourselves. The cards definitely don't like. There's nothing about it that's like overly exciting in terms of the designs or anything like that.
Yeah. I just like the idea that, hey, it's another Toku, more options to watch. A nice break from watching the same stuff over and over again.
What else is pre-orders out there? The Zane driver is finally coming out, and I definitely pre-ordered that.
I didn't because I'm just waiting for a CSM for freaking Garen's King form. That's all they need to drop. Like,
Well,
what they haven't.
So I'm so confused because we've gone over this before when they first announced the premium deluxe line, right? Because they announced the premium deluxe line and we were wondering, okay, what the hell is that gonna do? Well, the thing is, before this, the other premium deluxe that we know about is the premium deluxe Vision Driver. And the thing about the premium deluxe Vision Driver is, besides the new paint job and better capabilities of reading more buckles than the original one does, they gave it a CSM style belt. So I was thinking, okay, Zane Driver is a premium deluxe. It should come with like a CSM style belt, right? Nah, regular ass deluxe belt. So I'm like, then what?
I swear, Bandai just making up ways to label their stuff like premium deluxe. Like they had premium Sotos for Geats, and they were like just regular versions. There was nothing premium. Then Gotchard had premium versions, and they had like clear like plastic and all this extra details. And I was like, oh wow, this is a premium. But like they just make up shit now and they name them.
So what's premium about this is, I guess, the card shredder gimmick, because it's not like it doesn't actually shred the cards. So the way that it works is you insert the card and there's this little clear film that's there that has some lines on it that slide down along with the card to make it look like it got sliced. But then you're able to pull out the card, no problem. They did not actually build a shredder into the thing. They just built the optical illusion of the cards being shredded.
For $200, it should come with a couple dozen cards, and it should actually shred them.
Should, and the fact that it doesn't come with all of the new cards either. You got to buy the new cards separately. So here you go.
Yeah,
so for $65, you can get yourself all the new cards.
Yeah, that's atrocious. Like I'm sorry. Like I don't fuck with outsiders, so I don't really care. But that's just so $265 for all. Like that's also don't forget this is the Toku Collectibles premium markup price. So, but still, that's a lot. Like I don't want that for that. Like this is why don't we have Garen's King form stuff yet? Like I feel like Toei really didn't care about the 20th anniversary this year. I can't carry that whole entire franchise on my back.
Look, when it comes to these Kamen Rider anniversaries, they really give no fucks unless like the original creators are involved or something. Nah, they're in shit.
Well, at least they got a stage show and they got everyone back. Even Mutsuki's actor, who basically just works at a restaurant and isn't an actor anymore.
Because it's like looking at the 10th anniversary stuff for like the previous nothing. What happened with the Wizard like 10th? Nothing.
Nope. Which is sad.
It's like we got the Drive 10th like now, and it's just like, what's gonna happen? Probably nothing.
Yeah.
They did more for Blade's 10th though, because they had that nice board briefcase with all the CSM style cards that would hold all four of the decks for like the 10th had a lot of stuff, and I feel like they don't
Drive showed up for like the stage show for Boom Boom and that was it. It's like, yay, stage show. Great. Even for Wizard, I was just like, are we finally going to get a CSM for the Wizard Driver? I just want a ring that's going to actually fit my finger.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I bought those adapters. Like, no. That's why I bought the adapters for the rings, but they still aren't comfortable.
Nah, they're not. Let's see what else we got in the pre-order realm.
Those are horrible freaking render images too for the riders on those cards. Yeah, there's really not much.
Evolex, the full bottle. Yay. Look at all this outsider stuff that we're getting, huh?
Yeah.
Mark? All this outsider stuff, especially the one you really wanted, right? That Blade King form card, I guess.
The Garen? No, I don't want the King form. I want Garen's King form, like gun in everything.
Well, you're gonna get the Blade King form card instead.
Nope.
Package with all these other ones.
Nope. I don't need it. I'll burn them on stream. I don't need them. I might buy the set just for that one card to throw the rest away.
I have no idea because obviously the latest episode of Outsiders hasn't been subbed, but I don't know what the fuck this is.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Tokimeki Bridal and what the fuck Gashet is that? I'm so confused. Am I getting spoiled for Outsiders without watching Outsiders just because of this toy?
Probably. Wait, are those Sesame Street SH figure arts?
Carbotics Sesame Street.
I don't know. They look creepy and demonic. I like them. Look like Five Nights at Freddy's, but Sesame Street.
Big Bird's not as big as the other one.
It's not scaled now. Or Cookie Monster has been eating too many cookies.
Oh, they got light up eyes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Let's see. Mini Plop Boon Killer Robo.
Dude, that's not coming out till spring of next year. I was like, dude, the show's gonna be over. Like, it's like end of March. I don't understand their release date for their Mini Plop stuff.
I do like the way these blockies look.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They look really good.
Oh, there goes what fell? Kneecap.
And I did the math. It's $50.25 with shipping to get that, and it's actually really fast shipping when you get them from them. Since Bandai won't give us villains, there's actually villains included also, so it's nice.
Ooh.
That is the worst looking Mechagodzilla ever.
But it's so overly designed.
I know. Because it's the monster arts.
Yeah.
I saw one in person during Comic-Con. I was like, there's no way I'm ever buying monster arts. Those things are just too much.
And we're back to the Champion Boom Mover jackets. Yay.
Yeah. Also, the most recent magazine coming out this month in Japan is going to have the Kamen Rider Drive Gochizo included. So I'm really excited because every month we're getting basically a rider-themed Gochizo.
Shame that there's not anything else there because, yeah, I did pre-order the Zane driver. That's about it. That's like the last purchase that I made. I'm waiting for other pre-orders to start getting fulfilled because yeah, I'm still waiting on the next FFVII's driver to finally come my way because that should be releasing this month. The SP license that I got from Deca Ranger that should also be released this month. Waiting for that.
I'm waiting for my 2 champion jackets.
I also pre-ordered the Boom Boom Killer Robo with the Boom Boom Danger back when it first came out, but I think that comes out either this month or next month is when that comes out.
Killer Robo, I think, is the end of this month. It might be right before Thanksgiving.
Because
I think the only thing I've got pre-ordered is the Memorial Caliber.
Yeah, I got the OG Caliber Zero Memorial pre-order, but that doesn't come out until January, so I'm still waiting on that.
I got the Zero one. I'm torn on if I should have got the regular one.
I want
the Zero regardless, because the Zero one is just, it's peak.
Is the Zanbat sword in stock? Let's see Zan. Nah, it's it is in stock. Full payment, $350. Do I want to spend $350 on this? No, I don't.
I can find it cheaper. That's not the retail price. I want it though.
Wait, apparently the OG Caliber Memorial comes out in like end of November.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the Zero. Zero doesn't come out until January.
Yeah.
Okay. I should have got the Zero, but then again, I paid like way too much for the I paid 600 Australian dollar dues for the Memorial OG Caliber. I'm gonna have to hang that up somewhere nice in the office. I paid that much because I'm looking at getting a new desk, so I probably won't be on this angle. My desk might be up against the wall near the window.
Really, with a lot of the weapons I've been getting, I'm honestly contemplating taking my hallway upstairs since I've got like nothing in the walls and putting like sword mounts all over it and then just propping them up along the hallway. Trying to see what's
obviously I have no space for anything, so
my house
stays in the box.
But also they're releasing a Sorry if I cut you off, Mike. They're releasing a power pole from Bandai on Neo.
I know, I saw that, and I was like,
Oh, a whole ass stick? Really?
Daima,
Yeah.
and I was like,
The Daima.
I don't feel like for what it is, it's not worth the price. Although I'm curious when more of the stuff is going to be in stores from Bandai, because Target has had some of the DX role play stuff for anime. So they had some of the Demon Hunter stuff and other anime. They had like actual like the DX weapons and stuff at Target now, and I'm like, this is intriguing.
You know, I'm actually
How
surprised that
Bandai's
they still have this in stock.
Yeah, it says from 210. How much is the full price though? I'm curious what their full price on there is. Because whenever it says from, I'm like, it's not
365
from.
still. Yeah.
Yeah,
Chinese. Oh, Chinese full price is 210.
Huh.
And that is in stock. I might double dip. Just to actually open it up and see if I could if there is any hacking to it.
It's true. I
that's
feel
the thing.
like
It's like I didn't want to do it on like the one I already got.
Yeah, no, you don't want to fuck with
one.
the one you got. No.
Yeah.
That's why I was curious, because I was like, if they were gonna release anything else, they would have probably announced it.
Then I can paint this one in Disney Plus colors.
Nice.
Make your own special villain keys, 3D print villain keys for it.
I might honestly.
Why does that thing still exist? This is probably no, really quick. Okay, this imagination belt is probably one of the best quality like belts Bandai has put out in a long time. It is actually a really good belt. So why does it still exist? It deserves to exist, and it continues to exist.
It's part of that Disney 100. Like the fact that this is still in stock, and it's Disney shit is crazy when it comes to anniversary shit. The fact that this is still in stock and is that cheap. Honestly, you'd be a fool not to get it. Like, just saying.
I need to find a way, like a spot, because my shelves, they're more cube, like kind of like how Ash's are. I want to put the Disney Robo and the Imagination Belt on display, like with each other. And I'm still mad that we didn't get like more figures or anything else. It's like, yeah, we got a belt, we got the Robo, but I was hoping like from a Sentai spoof standpoint, we would have had like a Sentai team of figures released. If that makes sense.
I need to organize my cubes. I'll do that eventually.
I know. I got my temporary cubes right here with my manga and stuff, because I'm still trying to figure out organization.
So I got a bunch of manga and books at like my mom's and stuff like that. A lot of comics and figures, which some of the manga I'll sell because I've been getting like the free-in ones and stuff like that now, like Gantz and that.
Oh, nice.
Although the trade backs for Gantz are like 1,000 now.
Yeah, I started to get rid of at Book Off bringing some of the manga that like either the runs are done or runs that I like stuff I started and it just I just wasn't feeling it after a couple volumes. Still to hunt down 2 more volumes of Yamada-kun.
No one's buying these birth drivers.
I know. Too bad someone got them when they first came out.
I'm like, I never liked the gimmick for it, so I never got it. Now the thing is, it's like I keep seeing the CSM for the Moon Driver from Black Sun still in stock, and I'm like, it's still too high. I think 365 is outrageously high. Like once I see that shit drop on clearance, that's when I'll get it. But given that some of the shit that they've got here is from years ago, like they still got the Christmas cake toppers from like Dombros in stock. It's like,
yeah,
why?
People expect that stuff to sell, and I feel like it doesn't, because it's like, who like
Well, $35 for these ride watches.
I still can't believe that Megazord in the bottom right corner right there. They're still trying to get 125 for that super deformed one. Like, I can't believe that's the price. Like, cause I don't know, is that the regular one or the battle damage? Because there's like 2 different versions.
Damage.
There's a regular.
Look, yeah, it's weathered.
So I have the weathered one. I'm still trying to get the Dragon Zord because I have the one right down there too. The little unicorn, whatever the fuck that thing is called. The weird unicorn. I just need the Dragon Zord one so I can have all 3 combined.
Ooh, that looks sexy.
Is that the Fig Zero one? Or the SH figure. Dude, the Hot Toys one they released is insane. I don't know why. Like, a lot of people still don't realize Hot Toys is a thing, and they're the Kamen Rider, the Shin Kamen Rider stuff, I think, is releasing this month for Hot Toys.
Yes, a CSM Deno belt. Anyone still want that? I never wanted it, so.
No, because it looks boring for a CSM. Like, how do I even know it's a CSM outside of the belt part? The strap, the driver itself is just generic.
The belt part. I mean, that's literally it.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, no.
Drip off when? Did you not see my comment? Y'all sent me some shitty ass photos.
Yeah, we need high res only.
I literally went to doing it myself for the drip off, and yeah, it's a chore and a half because not only were people sending me photos that were like weird off angles, nothing that was like direct front or like anything beyond here in some instances, but I also have to go through the effort of cropping them. So yes, even though I had partially the drip off planned, y'all didn't supply me with quality photos, so I still had to do it myself, and still took too much time.
We should do a secondary rider bracket battle too at some point.
Yeah, so we can get into the debate on who's the true secondary in certain shows.
Yes.
So, why did I ask y'all in the first place? Because I thought y'all could actually do the work. Y'all didn't. It's like I asked, y'all provided me with not quality.
And with like 13 pixel freaking JPEGs. It's like, no. Need a high quality PNGs.
Some were low res, some were like from side shots, some were far away shots that were like screenshots. And I was like, I can't use any of this. Like, I can use some, I can't use other. Then some wouldn't even listen to the assignment and literally just sent me pictures of either Sentai that had no Power Rangers counterpart or vice versa. Like, what? It's like, that happens when I ask people for to help me out and shit. They usually let me down. That's how it goes. That's how I got to be a manager in real life, was because I was like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. And they were like, man, you're really good at doing it yourself. You mind teaching that to the people, to other folks? It's like, sure, great. That's how you get promoted up. You gotta do shit yourself and then be able to spread that. Y'all are still in the learning curve of it. Do you still have this too? That's crazy. The Zenkaiju versus Kira Major versus Senbaijer, like Zenkaiju gear.
I'm still shocked at the price of that Toei Spider-Man Marvel Legends. Like, you can get it on Amazon right now for like 18. And people are trying to resell them online for like $60.
The Henshin sneakers of FFVII's, am I gonna get that? Not if it's outrageously priced, and seeing how the O's ones are like $300 and something. Look, I ain't a sneakerhead. No. If I spend that much on shoes, I would never wear them.
No, I wanted to get the Power Rangers sneakers they were doing back in the day, but I didn't.
Oh, the Puma or Adidas ones that came with the Megazord boxes?
Yeah, Megazord box or like the Reader box.
Yeah. I have the Megazord one and the Red Ranger ones. They're all right. But I have a lot of Converse, like limited edition Converses and Vans. Like I have the Legend of Zelda Vans and the Nintendo NES ones, and I need to get the Dungeons and Dragons Converses, but none of the Kamen Rider ones are my size because I need 11 and a half.
Speaking of Nintendo, they had a busy week. Xenoblade X coming on Switch, and then their music app like the next day.
I downloaded that.
They were talking about Pokemon TCG Pocket.
Oh no, I've been playing that too. I've been playing
No,
that
I've
too.
been playing it as well.
Let me get that friend code after we're done here. So
Yeah,
No,
no,
yeah.
I will. Yeah,
I just unlocked battling today. So
did you know the trick to check your packs? If you hold a pack and put it sideways, if the top part where you would swipe across is bent, you basically are guaranteed a good card.
ooh, I did not know that.
Yeah, people figured that
I
out.
need
And I know
to
it's
open
legit
some
because someone in
cards as
Japan
well.
figured it out.
I might just grab my phone now and open like my daily pack on there as well.
Look, Ronnie, even though I spend that much on belts, I'm not wearing belts every day. But if I bought sneakers, I kind of feel like obligated to like wear sneakers out to showcase them off because they're sneakers.
I'd wear them to conventions and stuff like that. And every once in a while, not consistently.
It depends on how gaudy the sneakers are, because I remember when the Gundam sneakers came out with that really gaudy like piece of wing like on the sides of it. I saw people rocking them and I was like disgusted.
There's another shoe that had. So the Gundam ones, did you see the ones where you could take them off and just change them out too?
Oh no, I did not see that.
Yeah, so the things that were on the side for the Nike symbol, those are Velcro. So you pull them off the shoe, which means you could walk and lose those pieces off your shoe.
Yeah, I'm like, it's the soles that got me. Them soles got me.
Those
I wouldn't want to ruin these soles.
No. After like half a mile of walking, that's going to get ruined.
Because it's just like, this is these some sexy ass sneakers.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's like I would want to wear them, but I would know the bottom of these shoes are going to be touching the ground.
You just wear them around the bedroom and living room, and that's it.
It's like, I don't want to ruin these, but I would want to wear them. That's the issue. It's like, they're sneakers. You got to wear them. But then I don't want them undersides. Like, it's like the best soles I've ever seen. That's the thing that I hate about the STL for the SIC FIs is that the bottom of them are completely flat. There's nothing there. And I'm like, if I'm going to 3D print this, I need some grip or else I'm going to literally be slipping while walking in these prints. And I want to make it like something like that, but I got to get my modeling skills better.
I'm trying to think. So like no, the sneaker cleaning kits, it's not the issue. Those shoes will get worn down on the bottom. It's not about cleaning them. The bottoms will get basically worn down to nothing. Because I had that issue with my Converse Aquaman shoes and then also my Vans NES controllers. Basically, the bottom will just wear out. Even if you clean it, it's rubber, so it's going to wear out the more you walk on them.
Not even that, but also the color is going to end up fading from it because that's literally just painted on to the sole. Yeah. It's not separated pieces. It's literally just a paint job that's going to end up wearing out, and just that's the issue. Unless I walk around with like plastic wrap on my feet over them.
I'm going to say I'm not even going to pronounce Lanza. So they said, I get it. Those shoes wear out too fast. I had some really nice Nikes I bought 5 years ago. Now they have holes in them. When you are old like me, 5 years seems like nothing. How old?
That's the thing. It's like the concepts of time changes as you get older because it seems like
I'm just saying but they're saying when we are old like them. So I'm like, oh, you're older than us because I'm.
Listen, like I feel like the Switch just came out like yesterday, even though it's been over 8 years.
Dude, I think it's been like 3. I thought it was been like 3 years. Okay, never mind. I'm turning 39, so it's close enough. Yeah, makes sense. I'm old, so
get that TCG code. Oh wait, I forgot. I still have the sound enabled on my shit for it.
I turned mine off because I didn't realize it, and I had my headphones in listening to a podcast. I was like, all right, let me sneaky start playing. Like, and then I was like, what is that noise? And I was like, oh, the game audio.
The thing I hate about the Nintendo Music app is like it doesn't even have like all their songs. Because I went in there and I was like, great, I can listen to some Xenoblade music. There's no Xenoblade music in it.
Oh, not yet. Dang.
Yeah, there's
Here's what
none. I was
Xeno's
just
older
like,
than-
in the hype for Xenoblade X, I was like, ooh, let me listen to some, and it's not there. There's no Xenoblade. Even for Fire Emblem, I was like, they've been cranking out so much Fire Emblem shit recently. What's in here? Blazing Sword. Okay, you got the one Fire Emblem game that still hasn't made it to the US as your only Fire Emblem game with the soundtrack in here. The one with Roy in it. The one that never even got released in the US. Okay. Then I was like,
I
well,
thought
maybe
they were. Which one didn't get released?
the one with Roy. The first Fire Emblem game that got released in the US was the game after it that was technically the
No,
prequel.
I thought they re-released. They did release the first one eventually on the
No.
Switch, didn't they? Like the
Well,
original.
that's the
No,
first
no.
one, but I'm talking about the one with Roy, which is
Oh, okay, the first
Binding
Roy, 'cause I was
Blade.
like-
That one was not released in the US. They released a prequel
Blazing.
to it that
The
released right
Shadow
afterwards
Dragon
as the
one, yeah.
No, not Shadow Dragon.
Blazing Blade.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll keep track.
the
I
one
just
with
wanted-
Roy's dad.
Okay, because they marketed the other one like as if it was like the only one never to be released, and I was like,
No,
I feel like
They
there's
didn't
more. I think
release-
there was like 3 or 4 that didn't get released.
yeah. So pretty much the all the ones that were on Super Nintendo, and then the first one on Game Boy Advance.
Also, Crazy
that-
Orb says you're older than all of us. So Zio, he's like, oh, Zio's older. So just want to let you know.
I thought Time Kabuto was that timeless child. Listen, I'm only 35 for now. Actually, no, I'm not even halfway through being 35. So, hey,
I am young. Thank you, Blaze.
young at heart.
Hmm.
Not even that. I have high cholesterol.
I mean, so do I, but that's because my keto diet, all that meat I eat.
Ah, true. Yeah, you're being eating a lot of meat.
Mm-hmm. Especially throwing in the pickles in there. Meaty pickles, big meaty pickles.
I might get.
BMP.
I don't want to get takeaway today. No, it's Saturday, but I might try and find a pickle burger somewhere.
Yeah, see who's got a pickle burger.
Yes, I've started the cult of pickles. I've
Pickle
started.
burgers
It's
and
taken
also-
years,
No,
and
like,
everyone has
pick-
now joined me.
Like I like pickles in my burgers. Like, don't get me wrong.
Now
there's a
imagine it
real-
without the bun and just pickles.
yeah.
Imagine a pickle wrapped burger instead of lettuce. Nah, I still like lettuce wrapped burgers. Like that's still like.
I mean, that's literally just the burger that I made yesterday, just with.
Yeah,
I haven't
Well, I'm
tried a
saying, like,
lettuce wrap burger.
it's refreshing. Something about the crisp. Like you have to get fresh lettuce too. Something about every bite.
Yeah.
It's like refreshing while you're eating something that's basically greasy. It like
Mhm.
makes you feel healthier.
Well, the next thing I was thinking of doing was taking a hollowed out pickle and just putting a big piece of andouille sausage
dog?
on it. Yeah.
Disney, like I said, Disney has the corn dog where they hollow out a pickle, put a hot dog on a stick inside of the pickle, then batter it and fry it.
Mm.
Now you could do that, but instead of the batter, wrap it in bacon.
I might
You
actually
get
do
a
that.
beef hot dog, so it's like a bacon cheeseburger.
Actually, I don't have any bacon on me, and every store is closed now because it is past 11 o'clock because Walmart is no longer 24/7.
Nope, horrible. No,
If they were 24/7, I could literally leave the stream, go get some bacon, and make that a thing tonight. And then tag Mark in it, and then he'll just be like,
it's the only time I'm active on Discord. It's like a tagged in a food, right? Like, yeah, what's up? Other than that, I just don't use Discord. I don't. Damn.
just gotta do it. Just gotta do it. All right, what else we got? We got nothing.
No, I don't think so.
I'm like looking and seeing if there's anything like announced. There's nothing really news related. Like I said, I feel like it's gonna be we're gonna kind of subtly go into like a lull for a bit with stuff because we're going into the end of Boom Boonger.
I mean,
I'm
I
about to be after the stream, so
mean, technically, like, I don't expect much to happen next week unless, like, well, actually, I don't expect anything Toku related to really drop next week.
yeah.
The only thing that I can imagine being a curveball, besides like obviously the U.S. elections, is if Nintendo finally shows off the Switch 2. So,
Yeah, but even then, I'm
like, if Tuesday
kinda-
when polls close in the U.S. and people are waiting for them numbers, and Nintendo's like, "Let me show you all the Switch 2 real fast," I'll be like, shit. Nah, I don't even care no more. Let me watch this.
It was November when we first saw like the original Switch, I remember.
No, it was October.
October, okay.
Literally 2 weeks ago, we celebrated the 8th anniversary of Nintendo showing us the Switch.
Oh, okay.
So people were like, well, this is the week, right? Where we get that. Nah. So it's like, all right, well, I'm still out here waiting. Meantime, all this political shit's like getting crazy. Everybody's like on edge.
Yeah. Power Rangers fandom's eating itself alive with all the political stuff, but that's Twitter for you.
Yeah,
well, I'm just waiting for Tuesday
bubble.
to be over and everything to like be done because it's like the politics scene in the U.S. has gotten crazy. Look, even I went to a political rally on Tuesday. So, look, I was like, look, it's not every day that one of these people shows up in my town, so I'm gonna go over there. I was even showing folks, hey, if you look at the live stream, you can literally see me up at the front because my hair stands out. I was there at the front the entire time.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Like Tuesday for you is like election day, which will be a Wednesday for me, but like Tuesday for us in Australia, it's going to be Melbourne Cup Day. It's weird that those 2 days like line up.
Huh?
Just the Melbourne Cup, is that like?
That's like all the horse races and a real mix of bets.
Oh.
Yeah, the world stops for the Melbourne Cup, as they say.
I just see Tuesdays another day.
How long is that? What's so director's cut about that King Oger Kyoryuger crossover?
There's a director's cut version of it.
Apparently, it's out and it's subbed.
Yeah, it dropped. I got subbed a little bit ago.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Stuff. How did that?
They randomly announced it like a month ago.
Oh yeah, the subs for it dropped today.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What's
the runtime on it in comparison to the original? That's what I need to know.
I don't know. I think it wasn't that long, was it?
Because obviously, if I start the download process now, I know my stream is gonna start running a little slow for me.
Oh, actually, give me like. Let's see. There's not a lot of seaters on it. It says 43 seaters, but it's going like slow. And I got that good.
Oh, it's the director's cut of the 2-part. I thought you meant like the Versus movie.
No, the Versus movie.
No, it's the director's cut of the.
I'm looking on.
No, it's the episode.
Oh, it is just the episode. Oh, then I don't care.
The arc. Oh. Yeah, no, it's. I think it's only episode like 10 or 12.
I thought it was the film. Now I'm not that excited.
No, it's no, it's the episodes. Yeah, it's only like an extra 10 or 12 minutes.
I mean, 10 minutes is a lot to add on.
Mm-hmm.
That's half an episode.
I mean, that I don't know why we need a director's cut for that crossover.
I didn't feel like anything needed to be added.
Yeah, it was perfect. I loved it. It made me watch Karuja.
Unless like Daigo actually shows up in this versus like him not, then no, there's not a point.
I also have to watch Goonger, but I'm starting Geki Ranger.
I think I want to start watching Geki Ranger as well.
So that's like
so it's not for the Versus movie. I just pulled it up. It literally says Royal Sentai King Oger Kyoryuger arc.
Yeah, that's what I pulled up as well.
So it is for the arc of those 2 episodes.
No wonder I didn't see anyone talking about it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone cared.
Right.
Let me see. Anything else? Nope, I don't see anything else of important that dropped in terms of subs.
And not subbed related, but new Godzilla movie got greenlit, written by and directed by Shin Godzilla guy.
Yeah, but it'll be like 4 years before we get it. So
that's true.
I thought it's going to the guy who did 01, not Shin Godzilla.
Oh, sorry, 01, -1. Sorry,
I was like, Homeboy's coming back because he's not. He needs to do Shin Kamen Rider 2.
Sorry, I get them confused. I get those ones confused.
I was like, nah, he better finish.
I think that's because I've been shitting so much these past few years.
Yeah, I was organizing my movies earlier, and I was like, I haven't watched Shin Godzilla in a while because I had the Steelbook, so I was like, I should watch that. And like, it's been a bit since I've seen it.
You know what I didn't realize? I didn't realize that Deadpool and Wolverine already came out in physical media, and I missed out on the Steelbook because I didn't realize it literally came out so fast.
Walmart has a special edition one too.
I can't get the 4K.
Open, and it's all like all the fight from the bus.
Oh.
I can't get the 4K or the Blu-ray because Disney has stopped shipping physical media to Australia because they don't view it as a profit.
Can't you still get it on Amazon though?
Yeah, I can still import it on Amazon, but I can't walk down to the store and get it, which is something I kind of like doing.
Yeah.
But
we don't have stores that sell physical media out here.
No, they're slowly fizzling out in Australia as well.
Wait, so is part of a Discord that thinks Gotchard is amazing. What's wrong with them? Do they not like? Do they?
No, there's a lot of stuff coming out that like, and then also there's VHS is making a return because Terrifier 3 is getting a VHS release, and they're doing a trilogy VHS, and this movie called Late Night with the Devil is getting a green glow in the dark VHS tape release.
So
VHS is coming back.
So with those VHSs, is it like actual VHS or is it like a VHS cover shell for like the Blu-ray?
Nope. Real VHSs that are coming out.
That's cool.
Yep. I actually have Terrifier 1 on VHS, and then I found a company, and Alien Romulus is actually getting a VHS release also. An actual
that's what I've seen
VHS.
as well. That's what I've seen.
Yeah. So I got to get that because I have all the original Alien films on VHS. So, and a sequel just got greenlit to Romulus also.
Yeah.
So we'll now have 2 movies. Digital's out now. I believe it's 2 or 3 more weeks before physical. But
I don't think Australia's going to get that as well if Fox is behind it.
We're going to have 2 Alien movies between Alien and Aliens. So I feel like there's a trilogy now in the middle of the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, fuck your prequels. We'll give you a trilogy inside of the trilogy. Just like Disney Star Wars.
Oh, I need those Wingman episode 2 subs.
I know, I just refreshed it. I was like, nope.
Well, I'm on the actual translation website of that.
Oh, you went to the actual site, yeah. I know sometimes I'll do that because I'm like, oh, I can just get the RAW and add the files to it. I have no problem doing that. I do that. It's very easy in VLC player to do that. It takes like 10 minutes.
A lot of people unironically watch. I guess they just turned their mind off when they were watching it. There are some people that literally just watch things for just watching it, and they don't actually pay attention to the story. Yeah. That's where, you know, substance comes into play. When you start actually paying attention to the story, that's when you're like, yeah, this sucks. Or rather, the lack thereof when it comes to story. Once again, look, I made a whole like hour-long video on the end of Gotchard, so it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Unless that summer movie ends up being something fantastic, which I heard technically that movie gets undone by the final stage show, then what's the point? Oh,
so I kind of hate the stage shows when I feel like sometimes they just, except for
Bronax is asking for any thoughts on Inoue's writers. That's Masahiro Inoue, not Toshiki Inoue, but Masahiro Inoue's writer series, Sentika Pink. I mean, I'm not going to say that's literally just the ASCII code, the CSS HTML code for Pink. Jusariz. Also, what's y'all's relationship with Inazuma 11? Can you name your favorite special moves?
I mean, isn't that the soccer?
That's the soccer anime.
That's not as good as Captain Tsubasa.
Get the fuck out, Mark.
Captain Tsubasa is amazing. Don't even sit there.
Inazuma 11 is still fantastic as fuck. I'm just saying.
Tsubasa's better, though. The OG one, not that newer one they tried to do like what in 2018. I will denounce that one. There's a lot of good players on both sides, but I don't like the newer. Inazuma, I don't really remember much. Wasn't it like the younger kid one where they're like in like younger middle school or something or elementary school?
They go to Raimon Academy, and look, there's different shenanigans from space aliens to Greek gods that they're fighting.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that.
And then after they deal with that, then they go fight in the world tournament. You know, they deal with otherworldly threats and gods first, and then they take on the international league, and they're like, God damn, these guys are tough.
What the Blaze? That's not a Mark L and Ronax.
And then after that,
when you guys are adults, you'll understand.
We get some time skip stuff, and then we go back in time, and we take on historical figures, including dinosaurs.
What the hell?
And fuse with those dinosaurs and historical figures, and use them as like stands in the middle of fights and shit.
Was there a video game too? I'm looking up because I feel like there's a video game for that. Like
it started off as a video game franchise, yes, that just had its course because it's level 5. It's the same people that make Yokai Watch. Like, why don't you care? It's the same folks.
Well, listen. Oh, of course it is. I mean, like, let's face it. It is actually the same. I just pulled it up. I'm like, wow. I was like, level 5 really will take all this manga and anime people love and make games and then just not care about the franchises. Hey, they have a free game on Steam for it. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, this Steam game looks actually pretty fucking good. Oh, I'm downloading. I'll play the shit out of that. Oh, it's a demo. It's not even coming out yet. Oh, it's brand. Oh, this is coming out soon. Level 5's still making games for this shit. Damn. I might add that to my list. I'm gonna play the demo of this because, as much as I like the Captain Tsubasa video game, it got boring halfway through it.
So I'm not just some fake fan. One of the first games that I imported was actually the Wii Inazuma 11 game. That actually is a whole lot of fun because it plays like a regular FIFA game where you've got like it's nonstop just soccer action and it's great as shit.
I have one. I just don't know what game, and I don't feel like digging through my boxes.
And I also imported one of the DS ones back in the day as well. The third game.
Let's see. I'm trying to go off the covers because I'm looking at all the games.
Man, remember having manuals in your games?
Oh, fun times.
Hey. Remember when games came in cases and you could physically hold them? I think, let's see which one. I'm looking at all the covers because I have a DS one. I just don't know which one I have. And I got it at Book Off.
But yeah, when it comes to Masahiro Inoue's Toku, I watched like the first episode and I was like, man, this guy's trying to relive like the 2000s edgy phase. This is literally, I felt like I was too old for this shit because I was just like, had maybe 15-year-old me watch that show, I would have been all for it. But I'm like, I'm the same age as Masahiro Inoue, and I'm like, nah, bro, you're trying too hard. Trying too hard.
I figured out which one. I have Inazuma 11 Firestorm 2, the second game, because there's like 2 versions. Got a Book Off for $12, which is because I like soccer games, but I never watched the anime. I'm looking at it and I'm like, this, like everything I'm seeing of it, none of it looks like everything's like alien. I was like, I don't think I'd watch this.
It's actually really, really fun. It's wholesome. They don't always win. Obviously, they lose a lot.
What kind of wholesome?
Look, this is an anime for kids.
I'm out. It's like Shark Tank. It's like, sell me this anime. I'm out. No harems. I'm out. No fan service. Out.
But I had, you know how I discovered Inazuma 11 was back in the day. There was a little application known as Keyhole. It's how I was able to like watch a lot of the shows that were airing in Japan as they were airing in Japan. The quality was like ass and stuff, depending on how many people were watching it.
Yeah.
Like it was like the reverse of Torrents. The more people watching it, the worse it was. The less people watching it, the better it was. And I was just randomly watching it, I think like one Saturday morning. And then I saw Inazuma 11 pop on. And it was like the episodes in which they were practicing doing the Pegasus move. So the three of them were like coming together to do. I was like, what is this? This is amazing. I need to watch what this is. Eventually I found out what it was. And then I was instantly hooked. It was great.
Nice.
That's what I was like when I found Tsubasa out. Also, Lanza, yeah, Stephen Chow's Shaolin Soccer is peak. I love that movie so much. Actually, everything he did, Kung Bao, all those movies, he did great movies. I'm shocked he didn't blow up here in the States like he should have. No, that's how I was with Tsubasa, like, because I played soccer, obviously, growing up all day. And then, like, having the internet, I was like, oh, I'm going to watch, like, I wanted to watch, like, soccer clips to get better, like, at playing soccer. And then all of a sudden, fine, Tsubasa, I'm like, oh, there's anime. I was like, well, it showed like it was a random episode in the middle, like the first season, and they were like training, and I'm like, oh, I'll just watch the whole show because they're doing training drills, and I'll imitate them. Then I saw these fuckers were doing super kicks and this and that, and I'm like, listen, this is not real soccer. Like,
well, that's the thing. It's like if you watch like the Hisatsu like compilation of Inazuma 11 attacks, you're gonna be like, all right, I might have to get into this.
Yeah. I'm actually at the point now where I don't want to watch anime with a lot of episodes anymore. Give me like short form animes. I got like 12 episodes. I'm getting older. Like, and I was over a friend of mine. I was like, listen, you don't understand. Like, I watched Bleach as it was airing, and Inuyasha and Dragon Ball Z. Like, these were back when anime had hundreds of episodes. And I was watching all this stuff. I was there. I'm like, I'm too old. Like, give me short anime. If it has more than 30 episodes, I'm not watching it.
I mean, I would if it's good. The thing that I hate nowadays is like animes may have long episodes, but then you have that crawl of having to wait 2 years before the next season drops. And by then I've already forgotten what the fuck happened before.
That's like I was weird because I just saw like there's a Blu-ray Steelbook set coming out for Dragon Ball Super. It's a complete series. I'm like, but they didn't finish the series. They only went to Tournament Power. The manga still continued. I was like, no, this isn't a complete series. This is so far.
No, technically you could say the anime is a complete series because the manga is its own.
Renex, what are you talking about? 6 months waiting for Victory Road? You mean 10 years of waiting for the game?
In a show.
Ronex, you forget that Victory Road originally started as what was going to be the Ares game. And they made a whole anime because at this point, Level 5 was making the anime to be in conjunction with their games. They released the anime, and the game was stuck in production hell. So essentially, the entire plot point of that game ended up being just the anime, and they were like, fuck, redo. It was a game that started off on 3DS and then just migrated platforms until what we got it now. So it's like, yes, we've been waiting 10 years for this Inazuma 11 game. Because Level 5 just doesn't know how to work with HD platforms. Because even then, when they first showcased off that new Yokai Watch game, like I think it was like 8 years ago, they once again also stuck in production hell because they just didn't know how to deal with the HD assets.
They also had issues with the publisher too. Like, what was it? Who published for them in the States? It was EA or someone, and like their Ni no Kuni 2 flopped, and then they just stopped releasing their games here, which is stupid because they flat out said, and I remember clearly in 2019 they said Yokai Watch 1 and Yokai Watch 4++ were getting localized in the States. It's been 5 years. Obviously, it's not going to happen. That's where gamers came in, and I have patches for them. And I'm not going to lie, Yokai Watch 1 on the Switch, even though it's a remake of the first one on the DS, is really fucking good. Like, I would put that up against like any of the Switch-related Pokemon games, except for New Snap and Mystery Dungeon. Those are amazing.
Well, I mean, we still got more Pokemon games coming out. Still waiting for that ZA. So,
I don't know. Those leaks aren't making me feel any confident about it. That I went through all the leaks, and apparently one of them has a full playable freaking version of. So that's the thing.
There was apparently like a PC build of it that was playable, but it was still like the game's been done. They've just been working on polish, I guess, for like the last year.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I just am mad that they're making it in the engine and gameplay like Sword and Shield, where I was like, no, Legends Arceus was, I liked that style. Like I thought it was gonna be like, I thought the Legend series was gonna be that style, and since it's not, I'm like, it's not really impressive for me. I'll just play, Blade Chronicles X,
which everyone should.
Mm-hmm.
Love that game.
I skipped out on that one on the Wii U. I never got around to playing it.
I have 2 copies of that game.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good, I bought it twice. Actually, technically 3 times.
And I have the big like special edition strategy guide for it too, because
I have the special edition that I bought one of my friends a special edition as well. But because my special edition that I had initially pre-ordered took a while to come out, I went ahead and just bought a regular edition at the same time. So I got 2 copies. I was like, I can't wait. I got to play this game day one.
That's also Sonic X Shadow Generations, because I got the limited run games collector's edition, but it's not coming out till next year. And I was like, I need to play that now. And then I forgot I get a copy like digital, and then I was like, I haven't played it yet. Too many games.
No, I'll probably get that on Steam soon. I did get Infinite Wealth because it was half price on Steam. So that's ready to go when I beat Yakuza 6.
I still got to get back into Infinite Wealth. Once I did everything from Dondoko Island, I was just like, what was I doing in the main game again? I forgot. So, the second I unlocked that island, I just played that island until I beat it completely. And then, so for like 4 days straight, I was playing that section. And then Zelda Echoes of Wisdom came out, and then I beat that game.
Nice.
I picked up Breath of the Wild, not Breath, Tears of the Kingdom for the first time in like a year, because that's where literally my play style, my save data was off. I was stuck in like the fire dungeon. And I was like, oh yeah, that's why I dropped this game and got distracted.
Oh, go beat
I'm
it.
still playing Sparking Zero, so
I
haven't even played.
No, I know I need to beat Tears of the Kingdom, but yeah.
I actually never opened my copy of Tears of the Kingdom. I also never opened my copy of Breath of the Wild, but that's beside the point. That's a me problem.
Wow.
I got the Breath of the Wild collectors just so I can get the little statue with the Master Sword. I just wanted that.
I have it.
I just wanted that. I didn't want the game.
No,
the game didn't look appealing to me, but like I just got that instead. And then I was like, oh, I was like, Tears of the Kingdom, it was on sale. I was like, oh, I'll get it. I'll play it.
Well, maybe you can pick up Breath of the Wild again once it comes out on Switch too, so it can be all nice with visuals and shit.
No, because I'm just not gonna play it. And I'm probably not gonna get a Switch too. Because I don't see the point right now. Unless it's a drastic hardware jump, I'll get a Steam Deck and put the Switch 2 emulator on it.
I don't know, given how Nintendo's been cracking down on emulator, I think it's to be a failsafe.
They haven't, because I still got mine on my computer and I still got recent games on it.
Oh, we can't talk too much about Switch emulation because I know Nintendo's been cracking down, and even people just talking about it. So,
I know.
Yeah, so in Minecraft,
YouTubers, there's certain I meant the never mind, I can't make that joke either. That's a too much joke. There's a lot of weird switching jokes I can't make.
All right. So I think we've done it.
Yep.
There's no need to get to 20 minutes more worth of shit.
I got nothing.
I already see that within the span of this time, Mark's got a Soto video out talking about Gavu.
That was up before. That was up before
we
went live.
Yeah, 2 hours ago is when it says it dropped.
No, I dropped it before we went live.
Which was 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
We went live 2 hours before. I dropped it around 5 o'clock, almost 45 minutes before we went live.
And Ash dropped a video talking about #1 Sentai Goes Uger, 9 minutes 24 seconds.
Yeah.
No, see, Zio, when I dropped it, because before we went live, I was like, oh, I forgot to put the thumbnail on.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like obviously it rounds to the nearest number.
It rounds up, yeah.
Well, it rounds down usually. So
yeah, it rounds, yeah.
And then I guess Google heard me talking about Breath of the Wild because now it's recommending me a Breath of the Wild video for some odd reason. And I was like, that makes no sense why it would recommend me a video.
I have a lot of wrestling videos on my feed right now, and I'm like, I'm okay with that.
For me, it's usually Beyblade X. I blame my entire Twitch community for playing those fucking intros over and over again. On change that intro to now I keep getting Beyblade X shit. And gaming and political stuff. Mostly political stuff because 'tis the season. And I watch a lot of CNN.
I don't watch any of that stuff. It just pops up on my feed, and I'm like, I don't even search for the stuff. It's like they're probably just trying to like get me to watch that stuff. I'm like, no, it's also random video game stuff because like I don't follow a lot of video game news anymore since I stopped doing the whole journalism thing years ago. And I'm like, and I was like, well, I know when stuff pops up, like what's free and like major IPs, but I never know what indie stuff's coming out. So like everyone's like, hey, what games are coming out this month?
I mean,
I don't even know.
For gaming stuff, I start my day off by watching Spawn Wave because he's got that news every morning.
I love Spawn Wave. He drops at night for me, so like when I'm like just eating
yeah,
dinner.
It's normally 8 a.m. my time, and then Kyle Bossman when he drops his Thursday videos, because Kyle's still like the GOAT when it comes to making like hilarious gaming videos nonchalantly. And that's pretty much what I get from my news feeds. Everything else is just politics and shit.
So yeah, Ash, do you ever finish Final Fantasy VII Rebirth yet?
Yeah, I finished it like a month ago.
Oh,
I mentioned it like before you went live.
You said you were back into it and you were close. You didn't say you finished it.
Yeah. No, I finished it.
Okay.
Like I spent like a whole weekend finishing it.
Oh yeah, I remember you DM me, and then I said, "So there's only 26 people here. No one cares." So when Zach and Cloud at the very end,
statute of limitations, we can talk about it. It's been 8 months.
It's been 8 months, and I'm sure everyone in your server has possibly played it.
Anyone who cares about it.
Anyone who cares, yeah. Yeah, that was really cool.
Came buckets instantly.
I need part 3, and I'm kind of mad that they flat out said like they aren't even done writing part 3, and they're kind of like going based off of fan reaction, this and that, and what they're gonna do. I'm like, no,
and
that's not the artistic way. Just you give us what you want to present, and we just deal with it.
Tetsuya Nomura, just do a big line of cocaine and just do what you normally do.
Yep. I will provide it if he needs it. Like, we will get this game made. Like, I'll just show up with a briefcase of it and be like, okay, is this enough for you to get this game made? And can I get executive producer role for supplying and helping you out?
It's like, y'all already got the assets here anyway. It's just like, y'all can at least cook it up. And you know what? If you just can't think of a proper satisfying ending, just make multiple.
Yeah.
So we replay it more and more to get certain unlock requirements. And I'm okay with that because I am a masochist. And I will replay the shit out of that because I've already replayed regular remake 3 times. I played it on PS4. Then I played it on PS5. And then I played it again on PS5 right a week before. Like, I binged it from start to finish 7 days before Rebirth came out. So that way there, right when I finished 7 Remake, the next morning Rebirth was live. And I was like, all right, now going to Rebirth.
Yeah, but Rebirth was like a lot of fun. Even though like I powered through like that last half, I didn't worry about like the extra quests and stuff like that. The only thing was like fuck that boss, like fuck that final boss with like the multiple heads and you have to use elements, because I didn't go into that prepared. So I was just whittling it down very slowly. Yeah,
it was. I'm still mad you couldn't play as Vincent. That's like one of the few things I didn't like. But everything else about that was just.
I'm sure he'll be playable in the sequel.
I still like that, even though he wasn't playable. Like the story elements of him being there were still good, and also him being like, the penultimate Queen's Gambit player that you had to go against. That was also nice.
That Queen's Gambit was so much fun. It was kind of like with that one game that was in The Witcher 3, where I'm just like, give me Queen's Gambit as like a separate like mobile game or something like that. Like Gwent. It was called Gwent. I was like, give me that as a separate like app to play this. I will play that all day.
That was the first time I actually got invested in like the card game mechanic that they introduced in there. Like if they do a proper remake of 8 and they fixed their card battle game to the point that I can actually like care about it. Yeah. Because that's the thing. It's like back in the day, I tried it, I just couldn't get into it.
If you've played Final Fantasy 14 online, they kind of made it, they tweaked it slightly. It's a really good in Final Fantasy 14 online. So I would hope it'd be that version. Like I spent a lot of time just playing Triple Triad in that game at the Gold Saucer, and my friends like, "You want to go run some Duty Finders or something?" I'm like, "No, I'm playing Triple Triad." Like, that's all you do. I'm like, "Yeah." So,
I mean, that's the thing about like part 2 of Final Fantasy 7 with remake. Well, with Rebirth, is like the second I unlocked that and I learned the mechanics, I was like, I'm just gonna be playing this the entire time. I'm just gonna be like trying to find some folks. It's like the second I see that in the map, I gotta go fight you.
No, I was like that as well. I was trying to beat everyone in Queen's Blood. And then like I was like, okay, I need to focus on story stuff.
Yeah, I'm still kind of upset. I will never 100% that game just because of the final side quest. I really hate that final side quest. Get the best score ever in all of these mini games in Gold Saucer, and I'm like, fuck you. No,
I did that. That was a pain, and I did that because
I was out here. I was trying to complete every single side quest, and the second I get this one, I find out
ones were easy.
I said, no.
Certain ones were easy though, like the weird little VR shooty one. That was easy. The weird boxing dance, whatever one. That one was tough. Like there was a few that I was like, I'm ass at these, and I'm like, all right, don't play anything else. Yeah. Just play this mini game on loop until I'm good at it, and eventually I was like, all right.
No, that's what I tried doing. I tried getting like the high score on most of them because I was like, I get some good rewards for it. And then I was like, are they worth it?
Lanza, Final Fantasy 8 is my favorite Final Fantasy. You should buy it digitally on the Switch or the PlayStation or Xbox. I think it's actually on PlayStation Plus or Game Pass. 8 is worth playing. 8 is really good. It doesn't get the love it deserves.
And they remastered it so the faces don't look like ass.
Yeah. Makes up for the weird non-spoiler. Well, I'm not going to say it's part of the weird aha twist moment in the game where I'm like, all right, at least the faces don't look bad during this moment.
9 I played on the Switch, but I never finished because I got lost in one of the bits. But
9
was the first
9 and 10 2 are the ones I didn't beat.
Yeah. Well, 8 was the first one of the 3D games that I beat.
Nice.
Because at the time I was an avid Nintendo fanboy, so I was refusing to play anything on PlayStation. So I got it on PC.
I played 8 on PC before I got it on PlayStation because PC games were cheaper back then.
And the thing is, I never played 7 until fairly recently in comparison, just because I couldn't get into the design choice for 7 back then. The blocky style, the Popeye.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
I think it's because I was like 12 when that came out, and I was not really an RPG fan. Like I knew of Final Fantasy because I played the 3 on Super Nintendo, and I had the first one on NES. But it was like 7 I beat, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But it was like back then, like the game releases were so spread out. There's nothing else out, so I was like, all right, I could play this. Like I could chip away at this for like 2 months. And then 8 was just like. When you get older, it's like you appreciate the RPGs more. That I didn't even care about the story really. I was like, oh, it's cool. You don't read into the nuance of it. You're just like hack and slash. Let me grind and level up and just one shot everything. Then like when I was an adult, I'm like, damn, that's a good ass story.
I know,
hit me in the feels.
I never played much of the PlayStation ones. I know I played 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Advance. I played Rings of Fate on the DS, which I sold and I regret. Because Rings of Fate was fun. And then, I eventually played the other ones. I haven't played like 12 or 10 or 10-2.
12 is one I didn't beat. The 12 was one that I literally got so mad I flicked the entire disc across the room at one point in time and shattered it.
I didn't finish 12 until the Zodiac Age came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think they fixed it with some of the remaster.
What's that other one? Type 0. I don't count that Type 0 one because that's like I'm talking like main numbered games. Because if we go in the spin-offs, I'm like Dirge and Cerberus, which was fun, but that's not.
My issue with 12 was literally just the traversal because of all the backtracking that you can do. There was no quick travel back. It's like, okay, wander over here through this map with invisible walls to do said thing. All right, cool. Now come back. What? Yeah, I come back through that map that has invisible walls and some shit, and I was like, no. And then when they had me do that like 4 times back to back, I just ejected the disc and flung it across the room. I was so mad.
So Final Fantasy 9, I had a bootleg because I had something called the Goldfinger. And it was like a game you need to plug in the back of the PlayStation 1. And you had to put a spring right where the disc button was inside where the disc went. What you do is you put a real game in, and when the PlayStation logo comes out, you open the thing, and while the disc's still spinning, you take it out and put the bootleg in, and then it would play your bootleg games because it would just read the beginning Sony logo like part off the game, and then it would just jump right into the bootleg one. So I played most of my Final Fantasies bootlegged.
That's what I got for my PS2 is it swap magic. So literally it just I had to physically change the top of my PS2 Slim so I could open it up while the disc was still in there, so it didn't think that it was opening up. Take out the disc, put the swap magic, and that's how I would put in my burned games or anything like that.
I bought it at this Japanese bootleg store where that's where I got into like anime, like a lot of anime and like Ultraman.
Welcome to Piracy Talk.
Yeah. So they had all these VHSs, right? And I would be like, oh, let me get these Ultramans. They had a punch card too. Every 10 purchases got you one free. So I was buying like the Boo Saga stuff while like the Frieza Saga just ended in the US. And then I was buying like all these Godzilla ones and this and that. And then I was like, one day I just saw they had an Godzilla video game, and then they also had Dragon Ball Final Bout. And I was like, I want to play those. Like, oh, do you have a Japanese PlayStation? I'm like, no, I'm American, bitch. Like, and then they're like, oh, well, you need this. And they brought out the Goldfinger, and then they brought out a pen, like a clicky top pen. And I'm like, what the fuck? What, you want me to sign it? Like, what do you want me to pick it? And they're like, no. And they're like, they took apart the pen, they took the spring out. They're like, you put this in your PlayStation. I'm like, it's from a fucking pen. But it was magic. And then I was getting, that's where I still have a lot of the, not like the video games weren't bootleg. So that's where I got some of the Toku video games too. Like I got some of the Ultraman games. I got Blade on PS2, that Kamen Rider Blade on PS2 there, and I got the FFVII's video game on PS2 there also.
Yeah. I burned those onto a disc along with the Garo PS2 game. Fun.
My collection has no bootleg Toku games in it because this will be my crowning achievement when I finish the Toku video game collection. I have some sealed too. Like I have the 3DS. Have I ever shown you the 3DS X-Aid one that's sealed that I got that has the Gash app like still in it and everything? Like I have it right there. Hold on.
Oh. I think I was looking for like Sentai games when I was in Japan, like in 2017. But I think it was like the Go Busters game was out, and but then like
it wasn't too much.
Yeah, no, like and
Boom.
Then like
still
my friend Mason was nice, but my friend Mason was like, "You're just gonna like stare at these games, like," because I was gonna get the Gantz PS2 game.
Great, now open it up.
Yeah, open it up.
Yeah, you got a gamer driver to slide that in?
I do actually. You know how many drivers I have. You know I'm only missing 2, and I'll have all of Heisei. Like. I don't want to open it though, because like I have one open, but it's just the game itself. But this one has posters, a keychain, and the game and the camera. I only got it really because I didn't like X8. I wanted the Ghost Gash at. That's all I wanted.
Okay.
You wanted it just to not open it up and actually play with it.
I thought I didn't know it was factory sealed. I thought it was like because it said it was used. So I assumed, but they meant like in translation, it was previously owned, not from a store.
So someone bought it and then they shrunk wrapped it, or did the previous person just never opened it from the shrink?
They never opened. I think it was the translation issue said it pre-owned because it's not coming from a store. It's coming from a person. So I was like, oh, because I was like, I even asked them, like, is this brand new? It's in paper. Like, yeah, I never opened it. I'm like, well, then why'd you put pre-owned? They're like, because it's not from a store. And I'm like,
what if you open it up and it's literally just a paperweight in there? Like, damn, this guy shrunk wrapped it just playing the game. He hustled.
I'll bring it to the doctor's office and do an ultrasound on it. You can see me there, just like putting the jelly on it, just being like, all right, there's the gash.
Just run it through like a CT scan. Like, hey, just scan it real fast. I just need to make sure the contents are actually in there.
Yeah. No, I can actually feel the gap. Like I can feel the whole shit. Like it's there. Like it's the person's reputable who I bought it through. I trust them. They sell me other stuff. So
Okay, all right.
but no, that the Toku games, that's why I get mad, because like as I'm going through the checklist, I'm seeing such a gap in release time frames where it's like once it was like 2016, 2017, you just see this decline in Toku video games. And then like even this one has advertisement for Gamba Rising, and that's when they first started really doing those. So it's like, oh, that's when we can blame the arcade takeover.
All right. Well, I said we weren't going to kill 20 minutes, but we killed 20 minutes of time.
I just had to mention. I just mentioned Final Fantasy. I was like, oh, I'm gonna mention Final Fantasy. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, easy way to do it.
Yeah, just Nintendo, anything Zelda related, Final Fantasy. It's like boom, easy.
Also, I will say I hate how a lot of people debate the ending of 8. Like, well, are they dead? Are they not? I'm like, bro, do you not play Final Fantasy games? It usually ends with the main characters dying. That's why it's the Final Fantasy. It's their Final Fantasy.
Also, before we do, Lanza, the FFVII game on PS2 is not that bad, but all the PS2 games aren't that good, anyways. So
they're generic, like 2D, 3D-esque, like fighters, but it's like I find them more enjoyable than the Climax Heroes 2D fighters.
I will say, as big of a Blade fan as I am, the Blade PS2 game, the sound quality and everything that is just bad. It is not.
Out of those brawler PS2 games, the Kabuto one's probably the best one because that was like the last one that they made before they went to the Climax Heroes route. Garo one is still fun because it's got the stage where you're literally falling off the side of the building. The best stage. Like they had to do it. And also the Agito game, I cannot recommend the Agito game enough because it's done like old school Resident Evil style video games. And it's a crossover game with several Showa writers in there. So it is old school jump scare Resident Evil where you're going in and it's like different angles every time you go from one shot to a different shot. But it's time travel shenanigans. So even though you're playing as Agito, in some parts you're playing with Black, sometimes you're playing with V3 or Ichigo.
No. I think Civet made a video on this.
I that's one of the few games that I do physically own. It's Kamen Rider Seigi no Keifu on PS2. Cannot recommend that one enough.
If you can't,
is it translated?
Tokusatsu Buken Metsuden is also trash.
It is not translated.
Dang.
I had to pull up a GameFAQs walkthrough back in the day just to be able to play through it and know what was going on based off of that particular walkthrough.
Yeah.
So
I had to do that for most of my Japanese games because I don't know why. Any of them say, even the kart racing one, I had to look up like the controls. I'm like, I don't know how to do anything. This is the worst Mario Kart ripoff ever.
All right. So, I would ask what you guys have to promote, but I literally mentioned what you guys just made.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, you did. Thank you. I got Ranger Academy finale coming out this week, so stay tuned for that.
That's still going?
Yeah, it was a 12.
I stopped reading after 5 issues, so.
No, it was a year-long series. Like it was meant to be 12 issues, and Power Rangers Prime, the next one by Melissa, is going to be 12 issues as well. From what solicitations have been saying with press releases, which is kind of sad, but hey, it's a year-long of content. It's better than nothing.
I love Melissa's writing and this and that, and she's killed it with Power Ranger stuff, Spider-Gwen Smash. She's doing some other things too in Marvel. And she's doing what Biker Mice from Mars, but like. I don't care about Power Ranger comics anymore, no matter who the writers are. I'm done. I checked out after MMPR's main run ended. Everything after that, I'm like, nah. It's what ifs, and I don't care about what ifs.
That's why, honestly, look, if they decide to revive Power Rangers as a video game franchise, I just don't want it to just be like the Rita's Rewind shit. Like, I want them to make a proper game franchise with Power Rangers that the interactive nature of it all would make it a little bit more engaging for me to follow it through than just reading comics or something like that. Like if they made it like a full-fledged like action adventure or RPG with proper story and things like that, then sure, I'd be all for it. If they made it a basic fighting game, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I hear people say that's not possible nowadays. When you go back to the PS2 and you see they did that with Inuyasha, they did it with Full Metal Alchemist, they did it with Transformers Open World with Unicron at the end. Like I was like,
I remember that.
To do that today. Yeah, it's still possible to do that today easily.
Yeah, it's just whether or not Hasbro wants to put in the effort into it. But that's the thing. It's like Hasbro nowadays. The new CEO, he comes from Microsoft's games division. He is a games guy, a video games guy. So I can see them moving into that direction, which is why they probably won't focus on live action Power Rangers. Which, if they focus in a games franchise, then that would allow them to be a little bit more free when it comes to designing suits and stuff like that, because they don't have to worry about the cost of making it in real life and losing them suits, because then it's 3D renders. Not only that, but the way to appeal to kids nowadays would actually be through video games.
Yeah. I just want War and Fall for Cybertron remakes in 4K, because those games are peak, or at least controller support on Steam, because there's no controller support on Steam for those games. And I can't play with a keyboard and mouse. Those games were so fucking good. I love those games. Those are the best. Those two and the Transformers for the PS2 are the top 3 best Transformers games ever made.
Is that the Transformers Armada game? We're talking about the one that Atari made?
No, War and Fall for Cybertron were like ultra realistic. Like,
okay. No, I never played this one.
Yeah, those were the ones that were on like the PS3 360.
No, there was like a sort of I'd have to find it, but it's just called Transformers 2003, made by Winkysoft and published by
Oh, I know that the 2003 that was
a beat 'em up game. No, it's a beat 'em up game, where it's sort of like Dynasty Warriors ish.
Well, these these have proper
storytelling
to them, like different stages to them. You play as various different Transformers and all that stuff. It's God, the War for Cybertron games are so damn good.
Dude, that intro was, I booted it up recently just to watch the intro, and I was like, this looks so fun.
Do I still have them? Did I trade them in? Let me double check.
I never got into them, and I regret it, because like I was more of like a Gears of War guy. I wasn't really into Transformers.
I was always into Gears and Halo, and that was like my break from that stuff, was getting like a Transformers game, or like Inuyasha on the PS2 was really good. Full Metal Alchemist had an open world action adventure game also. Like all the anime ones had them, and One Piece, all like Naruto, all that stuff, like back on the towards the end life cycle of the PS2.
Yeah, I think One Piece got an open world game.
I think I traded those in back in the day.
That's where I got them, because I worked at GameStop from like 03 to 05. So I was like, just
Naruto had a pretty good open world game on the 360. The Rise of the Ninja, made by Ubisoft.
I never seen Naruto. Oh no, I've seen Naruto because I watched the first 32 episodes last year, and I was like, I don't get the hype, so then I stopped watching it.
All right, cool.
Same with One Piece.
So, anything else to add, Ash?
No, not really.
All right. How about you, Mark?
No, not really. Just I want a pickle sandwich again. I'm hungry again.
Yeah, I'm gonna order food after this. I'll start cooking
ground beef. Extra.
But it's like
long.
9 o'clock.
Like one of those, like, you know, the chicken sandwiches from BK. I was trying to go based off of that design philosophy.
Yeah.
Make it that long, and then
I think it's when I go grocery shopping tomorrow, because I'm tomorrow's Costco trip.
I don't know if I'll stay for the post-show talk. I'll probably go cook some food right away.
I might have myself my post-stream meal that I normally do.
Yeah, it's
most of the times when
air fried microwave,
all the streams are over, whether it's this or Twitch, I normally get up, make myself a snack, midnight snack, and then off to bed. But I'm probably gonna get on TCG Live and pull these packs.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Put your. I added Ash. I gotta add you after once you.
Oh yeah, put my friend code into the and I DM'd you on Discord just in case you didn't see it. No, I got your request. Zio I sent privately and on the private chat.
All right, so before I go, let's all collectively try to will Wingman 2 subs into existence for tomorrow.
Please do it so I can watch the first 2 episodes back to back.
We need them. We need those Wingman 2 subs.
We need it.
Actually, let me check a Discord, actually, because I have a Discord that I'm a part of that where people sub stuff. I'm gonna see if anyone's working on it.
Look, the only place that seems to be doing it is Skewed's Translations.
Oh, what subgroup should I go with for Wingman, or is it just the one?
There's only one group that did the first episode.
Okay.
No one else touched it. So great. So outside of that, we'll catch you all next week. Remember, there is no superhero time this upcoming weekend. So I guess for folks, it'll allow me to catch up on these reviews for Gavu and Boom Boom Jur. So we'll see then. But outside of that, join me on Twitch tomorrow as we finish Big Bad Beetleborgs finally.
Ooh, metallics or just Big Bad?
No, just regular. I'm not fucking.
Are you jumping into metallics after?
No. The week after is when we're gonna have voting for what we're gonna watch.
Everyone's gonna vote metallics.
Mega Force.
Metallics.
Mega Force.
And Mega Force.
God,
as a two.
No, I'm making a chef's choice on one of the shows just so I can at least have
Metallics.
something good.
Some sanity.
Yes.
To make it unbiased, you should let me and Ash pick one and let everyone else vote for the other, just so it's unbiased.
No, you guys will pick trash shows. Y'all will particularly try to just kill me on the stream. Like with what I'm watching, it's just like I can't take the brain rot. Why did you recommend this?
That's kind of my MO, so I'm not gonna lie. I probably would.
I'd probably look for trash.
It's like here's the next mutation, but I got it only with
Ninja Turtles.
Also, it's dubbed in German with no subtitles. So here you go. It's like, all right, cool. All right, so we'll catch you all next week. Until then, bye.
Bye.
Bye.